Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Resident Roleplay. This is a show where a group of friends and I get together and play homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. I'm your host and GM, and welcome back, everyone.
Okay, I'll say hi for this, but then I'm gonna go.
Hey yo,
What's up?
Yeah, so, quick point of order. Melchiah is stuck in traffic, so we may be without him for a time. Hopefully he'll be able to crash mid-session again, but unfortunately we will not be having him available to play Nadine for this beginning portion here. And another quick point of order as well, and the players have already know about this, but we haven't really established it on stream, but I figured I'd give it a brief intro before we get into tonight's episode. So we are expanding a little bit of the rule set that we're using in this campaign, and we're adding a little bit more homebrew outside of the homebrew we've already done to 5th edition to it. We are going to be implementing throughout this story arc warfare rules, and we will be using the MCDM warfare rules designed by the brilliant Matt Koval and his company, which they designed for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, but we've kind of, like we did with 5th edition, kind of hijacking it and using it for our own purposes here. So if that ever comes up, which it may or may not tonight, we'll see where we go. That's sort of the credits for what we're using. But in the meantime, are you guys ready to get into things?
let's go.
Yeah, I know you're ready. All right. So, previously on Resident Roleplay. After the Manifold leveled the BSAA headquarters, Chauncey awoke to find himself among the ruins. But in that same chamber was Elliot Walker, who killed Director Ironside right in front of you. You also overheard Walker speaking with his hacker and intelligence officer Sphinx, as he gave the order to reduce Camp Clancy to ash with the phrase, "Deploy the Horde." He also gave the order to leave no survivors in the BSAA HQ. And as his Majini troops closed in, Chauncey put a call in to Maya to have Camp Clancy on high alert, and then went to town with his new arsenal of weapons, just as his new allies Nicole, Nadine, and Gemla arrived. So, you battled the Manifold forces, but in the midst of this fight, Nicole revealed her loyalty to Walker. Yet, in the same moment, she betrayed Walker, claiming vengeance for her father. But with this light, Walker stopped, launched a high-powered missile from his wrist gauntlet, and obliterated Nicole, Nadine, and Gemla. Nadine was dismembered and killed instantly, while Nicole and Gemla were left in a dying state. Chauncey managed to resuscitate Gemla, who, having flashbacks to her own dismemberment experience, carried Nadine's lifeless body to the R&D lab. But, under Walker's direct command, one of his creatures closed in and finished off Nicole for good. But with her dying breath, she revealed that her real name was Bella Feliciano, and that she was the niece of your old enemy Ernesto Feliciano, the dawn of the Feliciano crime family. Meanwhile, Jamla enlisted the aid of the HQ's researchers and transferred her own Ouroboros infection to save the life of Nadine. However, this procedure sapped Jamla of her life essence, leaving her dead, with her final words requesting that they make her sacrifice count. And with that, the assault on the HQ was repelled, and Chauncey and Nadine rushed back to Chauncey's custom muscle car, the Black Betty, in a mad attempt to race the Manifold forces back to Camp Clancy. So, you guys have just gotten out of the BSAA's North American headquarters, that is Chauncey and Nadine, who I'll be kind of piloting until Mel arrives. And you're getting into the Black Betty. So, I guess first things first, who's driving?
Is there any question?
It's true. There is only one person in the pair
I
right now that does have a. It's worth noting, as I'm sure Mel would note if he was here. There's only one person who has a driving proficiency, and this is. But it's up to you.
Oh no! But she's missing an arm. Nobody drives a Black Betty. Damn it! Let's go.
All right. So she hops into the passenger side. You hop into the driver's seat, and you just fire up the ignition and start up your vehicle. So, what's the plan, Chauncey?
Well, I also wanted to know about the amount of time we spent with John.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I did note that it was about an hour that the procedure sort of took place over the course of for Nadine to get fully back up to snuff. So, yeah, you would have had time for a short rest if that's what you're after.
Yes, indeed. Nobody's death goes in vain.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I
you
mean.
get all your abilities refreshed. You also got you could spend hit dice, I suppose, if you want.
I mean, that's probably the only way I'm gonna get some heals at the moment. So
All right.
I should throw some of those down quick. It's just my constitution, right?
Yeah, your constitution
the
gets
dice.
added to each hit dice.
Nadine might want to do that too, since she's at 7 hit points.
No, she's at max hit points after she
Yeah,
was
she's at max?
revived.
She-
Yeah.
After revive?
She poofed hard.
Yeah.
Bear with me for just a second. I can't remember what my hit dice is.
It should be a D12 for the soldier.
Is it a D12? That's what I thought too. Just didn't want to just assume. 12. And oof.
Oof.
That's 4. This is gonna be a couple rolls, I think. So
Yeah. Yeah, how are you looking on hit points? Oh man, yeah,
I'm at
Chauncey's not
50
looking
right
too
now,
good.
So I'm like almost a third of what I should have. So I'm gonna roll 4 of them, right? Get them all done. Yeah, that gave me a good shot.
All right. So during that time, you spent some time resting, recovering. Oh dang, are you using all your hit dice?
Almost. I want to get as close to max as I can.
I think that puts you into max.
I think that does put me into max. I may have spent one too many. But I rolled like crap for 2.
Yeah.
And look at these 10s and 11s. I was just too lazy doing one by one. Yeah, that puts me over max.
Mhm.
Cool.
Oh, that's neat. It just, instead of going over in the jank way that it
Just-
used to, it just puts a plus at the end on roll 20.
I'd rather go over than be
Right.
under.
So,
And it was like 1 dice loss.
as you get into the Black Betty and fire up the ignition and start driving out onto the interstate, it's worth noting that this is about a 9-hour drive ahead of you. At least that's what it was on your way up. Although I'm assuming you may be speeding a little bit more than you were on the road trip here.
Yeah, I'm full out,
Pedal to the metal.
pedaling down, taking the highway, slamming it.
All right, so you slam that pedal down and give, for the first time, perhaps, in a long while, pushing Black Betty to its limits and just charging it down the road in a great machine of steel. And you make your way onto the interstate and start making your way out of this region in Maryland, where the BSAA's North American HQ was located. And you start driving, and you're on the road, and you are going as fast as you possibly can in the fast lane. Are you doing anything else as you're moving along?
I'm also on the phone.
Okay, so you're on the comms.
In communications with Maya and whatever direct command I would be trying to get a hold of to find out what steps we should take at this moment, being that the director is dead.
Okay, in terms of the BSAA line of command, as you try to get a hold of somebody who would be able to talk about the sort of line of succession, so to speak, the BSAA right now currently seems to be in disarray, as they're kind of stretched thin, especially after that HQ got hit. And now they're dealing with the fallout of what you saw briefly on the screens at the headquarters, the several massive outbreaks that were underway from the missile strikes that hit in several places all over the world. So the BSAA is currently a little bit in disarray, but you get a hold of Maya, and Maya reports back to you. She's just like, all right, Camp Clancy's on high alert. Sounded the alarm. Everybody's gearing up to defend this place. Can you give me a little bit more information? What are we expecting here? What's going on?
The Horde. They said they're sending the Horde.
Is this the Manifold?
Yes, it is.
How? Well, guess it's all or nothing then. Where are you? Are you on your way?
I'm on the interstate. I'm on my way.
All right, I'll try to keep the roads as clear as I can for you.
I appreciate that. Also, if the BSAA is in disarray, I make it apparent that they need to run through me what is going on. So I will not only be worried about taking care of Camp Clancy, but I want informed of every situation going on at this very moment.
All right.
As a acting director.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Can I make it intimidation?
How are you? How are you saying this? How's Chauncey coming across over the airwaves if you're trying to dominate these airwaves?
Okay, so if I ask the question and somebody goes, well, we don't know who's in charge, I'm like, all right then, damn it, I'm in charge. I want all the information now.
Like, all right, go ahead and make an intimidation
everything,
check.
So let's go. Oh, no!
So you yell that out, but there are a number of captains that seem to echo the same sentiment as everybody's just sort of scrambling for some sort of control over this seemingly uncontrollable situation that is quickly spiraling out of control. It's a lot of control.
Now I can roll persuasion on telling them, well, I was the one that was there when he died because he told me that I should be in this position. None of you other pieces of shit. Like this is my job. This is what I was built for.
I'll say that still falls under the same role. Unfortunately, you're not able to make any headway. But
I still want full informed. If nobody informs me of what's going on, I will hold them responsible for their failures.
Okay. So you make some demands over there. As you're driving along and throughout the course, you're having this sort of chatter over the radio as you're speeding down the road during the first hour or so of the journey. During this time, Nadine is in the side seat, just sort of making sure all of her weapons are primed and loaded and making sure her healing kit is prepared. Also, yeah, I do think she's back up to full HP. We established that. So, yeah, she's making sure she's well geared, and it's a little bit difficult as she's kind of maneuvering with the one arm. But throughout this sort of hour, you see her sort of like focusing and sort of as she recollects what she saw with Jamla and how she used this Ouroboros virus. You see this, these tendrils, these black oozy tendrils sort of apparate out of her socket, which had sort of glossed over with a similar sort of material back when she was revived. And these tentacles sort of twist and curl out of it, eventually kind of like the twine of a rope, just interlocking and twirling together to form one solid mass of what resembles a human arm, but just made out of a very unusual material. And she gets 2 of her arms, just as Jamla had. And then from that point on, she is able to more easily maneuver. So, Chauncey's still just pressing on, driving fast?
Yeah.
All right, so you press on down the road. You do notice that as you go along, especially after you get off the horn with Maya, that some of the roads are a little bit more clear, and you don't have any police interference from speeding well over the limits. It seems like she put in some calls and is basically keeping track of you as you speed along and checking back in to make sure she knows your location every once in a while to make sure the roads are cleared and you're not basically chased after by the law enforcement in each state that you're passing through, and making sure some of those roads are a little bit more clear and using what resources she has. So,
can I also contact Cambria and find out if she has any information of what's going on?
Okay, so the phone rings and rings for a bit, but in this moment it seems Cambria's line is a little busy.
I text her.
All right.
And I tell her that things went south today. I know you're busy. I know why you're busy. Get a hold of me. I would like to know what you know about the situation going on, and I will inform you of the stuff that I know, and we could work together on this.
All right. So you send that message out and leave your phone aside, awaiting the eventual response. So, as you're speeding down the road, again, that all happens in about the first hour or so. Towards the end of that time, as you're driving along the interstate, you do notice, among several other vehicles that are still kind of along these roads, a white van with tinted black windows sort of merges from the on-ramp. And you don't think much of it at first, until it starts accelerating and starts barreling towards you. And
oh, get wrecked. Let's go.
That beats the automobile AC for the Black Betty. You take 23 points of bludgeoning damage, and
I myself or the vehicle?
The vehicle. The Black Betty takes 22 points of bludgeoning damage. And
can I have like a icon that I could keep track of it on this as well, or no?
That's a fair point. Let me see if I could bring something up. Oh, that actually just collapsed the chat.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see. I'll just bring up a little icon for now and just give you control over that.
Yeah, that's fine.
How many hit points does the Black Betty have on its own?
You said it was plus 100.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was plus 50 to 100, right.
Oh, plus 50 to a total of 100.
Yeah. There you go. So, let me give you control on that. All right, so, you take, or the Black Betty takes those 23 points of bludgeoning damage, and they actually The other vehicle seems to take half of it. And this white van comes barreling towards you on the interstate and just collides into the side of your vehicle, rocking you within. And at that moment, you do see the sort of side door of the van and windows just like get thrown open as a couple of guys lean out of the window with their AKs and start opening fire.
Before they open fire, am I able to tell Nadine to hold the steering wheel and stuff, and like she could use her tentacles to hold the steering wheel and hit the gas pedal, and I could slide out like the driver's door and like sit on the driver's door with my my saw?
Oh, so you're like, so you give that order. Nadine nods to you and leans over and just like with both her arms basically stretches out and attempts to get control over the vehicle, while you just roll down your window and lean out of it and lean out with your saw. Now the on-ramp was sort of on the right side, so they're kind of ramming you from the right-hand side of your vehicle.
Right.
And so are you leaning over your car and mounting your bipod on top of it?
Like using the roof of my car, like I'm sitting on the window frame of the door, and I'm bipod on the roof, aiming across the vehicle. You know what I mean?
All right, sick. So, hey, Mel's here.
Mel, take the wheel.
So,
Dude, let's go. Dude, your arms grew back.
Yeah, your arms grew back, and Nadine has taken the wheel as van has come out of nowhere on the highway and rammed you guys, and they are now opening fire.
Okay.
As people are kind of leaning out the windows, one of these attacks is going towards Chauncey directly, not the vehicle, but Chauncey. It's 19 to hit.
Nope.
All right. So the bullets are scattering and sparking across the Black Betty, and some of it sort of scraping against your armor, but nothing enough to cause a difference. And then also an attack against Nadine. Well, it's a 5. I don't take that hit.
Nope.
So there's a bunch of gunfire roaring across the highway as after ramming into your vehicle, the two are kind of interlocked and driving in parallel. The back of the van the back door of the van gets thrown open, and you see kind of hanging on to the doors a couple more of these men just like hanging onto the doors and hanging out as the vehicles are sort of locked together. Are any of you doing anything?
I'm rolling some damage on these fools.
Well, first you're gonna need to be rolling some attacks. Who are you targeting?
Exactly. I'm going to roll that first. There's gonna be damage had on these fools. Let's go. How many gentlemen are in the open side door?
Out of the side door there are 2 shooters, and then there are
Side
2
door,
hanging
2
out
shooters,
the back, and then there's 1 driver.
2 out
it
the
looks
back.
like in the front.
1 driver. I'm attacking the driver.
All right, make an attack roll.
Okay. Let's go. That is a +1. That's 3. 3 plus 4. So plus 10. Oh, plus 2 more because of bipod.
Right.
Plus 12, right? So 3, 4, and 3. No, 3. Plus 5. So I got a plus 5 for the gun. No.
What's going on?
I'm trying to figure out my numbers. Hold on. So I get a plus 3 for my gun, a plus 3 for myself, and a plus 4 for my proficiency.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a plus 10 in total.
Yeah.
Write that down for future reference.
Yeah. It's just I'm still getting used to that one.
Yeah. All right, so 23 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
5, 4, 3. Oh, it's 20 points of damage.
All right, 20 points of damage as you just like unload the saw light machine gun from over the roof of your vehicle, and you see sparks fly across the side of the van as the driver's side window just gets obliterated and shattered into a bunch of pieces, and a bunch of blood flies over the front windshield, but the driver still seems to be intact.
Okay, since I've already got him since I already got him on point, I'm gonna use the extra attack on this guy.
All right.
Well. 20.
20 also hits.
And 16 points of damage.
All right, so as you unload these shots across the highway, you see the bullets still tearing through that van, and eventually there's another couple of blood splatters as you hear the horn on that vehicle just go off for a second as you see his limp body leaning against it, and gradually the van starts to drift away as the you kind of grow a little bit more apart, and the driver seems to be dead at the wheel. But as this is happening, the two that were leaning out the back leap from off of the van, the doors that they were hanging off of, and attempt to land on your vehicle, which... Let me make quick acrobatics checks for them. No, yeah, they both make it onto the Black Betty as the two of them leap one at a time off of their vehicle and land on yours.
Can I attempt to try and shake him off?
Ooh. I will say, go ahead and make... Let's see,
make it a contested swerve.
Make a mobility driving check. So, your mobility modifier plus your proficiency in driving.
Plus my proficiency in driving. Oh.
Yeah, you weren't driving. I was.
But now you've sort of taken the wheel. So, yeah. So it's a
with that,
mobility
I
instead of
already have...
intelligence, basically, for the modifier.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, like, I already have a +7 in drive, so I'm like...
Yeah, but that's using your intelligence, so this one would be using your mobility instead.
Oh,
if there's any
it's actually not bad. It's like 1 less.
Okay.
20.
All right. So you, with the other van sort of leaning away, you find a little bit more room to swerve and go back and forth. And with the sort of swing of the tail end of the vehicle, one of these Majidi just like loses his grip and just falls back and just gets smeared across the pavement at the extreme speeds you guys were going. And let me
get a resounding whoa from the deed.
Yeah. No, yeah, the other one's going to take a little bit more work. You managed to shake one of them off, though, with that one. But now he's still kind of hanging on by the tail end of the vehicle and is starting to kind of climb and mount on top of this vehicle. But as this is going on, the van whose driver you had shot dead just swerves off, and eventually the wheel just basically the whole vehicle kind of capsizes, and the wheel just tumbles over, and the vehicle tumbles end over end across the highway ground, and it is left in a wreck behind you. But as this is going on, and you kind of center yourself back onto the interstate, you do notice the coming up from behind that van, there is this blue pickup truck that seems to be in hot pursuit, and eventually just kind of goes into full speed and pulls up beside you. In the back of that pickup truck, there's sort of a tarp covering the bed, but that tarp just gets flipped off as 2 figures emerge from underneath it, or rather 3 figures emerge from underneath it with AKs, and they're starting to take aim, and they're gonna look to be lighting you guys up. So there's gonna be 3 AK attacks towards, we'll say Chauncey's kind of pulling a lot of aggro right now from that rooftop, so there's gonna be 2 towards him. That's 19 and 13. I don't think any of those hit.
Nope, that's why you don't use AKs in these situations.
But these guys are just leaning out the bed of this truck and just spraying and praying as this cacophony of gunfire roars out. Another one against Nadine. That's gonna be a 5. They keep rolling 5s against the driver as they're just like attempting to light up the vehicle. Some of your windows are shattering around the Black Betty, but nothing that has caused some serious damage as they cannot seem to find impact against you.
Okay, so the shove attack would kind of be like a throw attack, right? In a sense.
Sort of.
Do I have to grapple the shove?
The shove is a kind of grapple action. So you make a grapple check, with the contested rolls. But instead of grappling someone, if you win, you push them 5 feet away. If you win.
Okay. This dude's on my vehicle, right?
There is one dude on the vehicle, and he has sort of climbed up onto the top and is now sort of within reach of you.
Okay, I am going to climb up on top of the vehicle as well.
All right.
And I am going to shove attack him towards the blue truck.
All right. Let's make some contested rolls. He's going to contest with an athletics check.
And I have to do with strength, right?
Yes, you have to do athletics.
Athletics as well.
Yeah, but the defender can do athletics or acrobatics, but he's sticking with athletics. Okay. Oh, that's a natural 1. So let's see what you roll. Son.
Ooh.
My modifier is bigger than that, 13.
All right. So you just get up on top and he's just and he pulls this dagger out of his waistband, but not before you just shoulder check him off of the Black Betty and he flies against the truck on the other side. Are you just looking to get him off your vehicle and that's pretty much it?
No, I wanted to use him as damage on the vehicle.
So you're turning this guy into a projectile.
Essentially use him as a weapon.
All right.
What I was essentially doing.
We'll call this an improvised weapon. Make a quick we'll just call it a melee attack, like a thrown weapon. So just make a roll d20 plus your strength. And you're aiming for one of the guys in the bed?
I was aiming for the truck itself.
Okay, you're just trying to damage the truck. All right.
Yeah.
The tire?
No, I want him to be the new hood ornament. Boom.
Right.
If he goes through the windshield and kills the driver of the truck, that's cool too. Whatever you want.
We'll make your attack. We'll see what happens.
As long as he goes through the front. Okay, so the attack is just straight strength. I'm not proficient in melee.
Yeah, well, this would be considered, a weapon of opportunity or an improvised weapon.
So it can't be blunt.
So just make a straight d20 plus strength.
All right, let's go. Oh, no.
Unfortunately, it is not quite well aimed enough, and especially as he's flailing through the air, kind of throws the trajectory off from what you're expecting. But you give him a good shoulder check. He flies off of your vehicle, and instead of impacting against the hood, he kind of goes a little bit ahead with the momentum of this vehicle that he just got flung from, and lands right in front and just gets tumble dried by the wheels of the pickup truck, and it's just underneath, and that truck just keeps on going.
He's sleeping.
I'm getting the imagery of one of those crappy crash test dummy dolls tossed underneath for an action sequence.
Yeah, basically that. He just gets gobbled. So yeah.
Do I still have? Is that considered one action sequence? Attack sequence?
That would be one of your attacks.
Okay. How close am I to the truck?
The truck is, a good few feet away, but it's closing in as this driver also looks to be fixing to ram you.
Can I jump onto his hood?
All right. Make an athletics check.
I'm about to get Matrix up in here.
17.
Oh, yeah. You do a solid leap from your vehicle. And with the deliberation behind it, instead of getting flung, you're able to do it with a lot more grace than your previous combatant. You jump from the roof of the Black Betty and land on this blue pickup truck, and just like you impact against the hood but find grip sort of by the wipers, and start pulling yourself up and balancing yourself, and you're able to get onto this vehicle.
Okay, now am I like standing on the hood then?
Yeah, basically.
Okay,
But you've got enough movement to pretty much get wherever you want to go.
I'm going to switch out my weapons.
All right.
From the saw to my Hydra.
All right.
Oh.
Busting out the triple-barreled sawn-off shotgun, which you just load into place. Also worth noting, I think last time, were you remembering to reload the Hydra? Because I feel like I wasn't keeping careful attention, and you might have gotten away with some stuff given the capacity of that weapon.
Yeah, because it's only got 3. I only had to reload it once, and I did call that out.
Okay, yeah. But remember, you can't do the 2-shot on the second attack. Because it's
yeah. No, I never did. I only
just making
used
sure,
it,
because I wasn't paying.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying close attention to what you were rolling for your damage.
But no,
dice.
like every attack I did, it was the Hydra, then the saw, and then the other attack was the saw, then the Hydra.
You're all.
And I only had the 2 bullets used per those turns.
Just making sure. It's a good point.
With that being said, so Hydra, and I'm going at the exact moment I'm going to say this too, is this truck's trying to go real fast forward. I'm also going to tell Nadine to hit the brakes.
All right.
And I'm going to pull the Hydra out, and I'm just going to headshot the driver.
All right, just straight through the windshield?
Straight through the windshield. Like, I get it up, and I pull it out, point it right at his face, and kind of like nod at the 2 guys in the back as I pull the trigger. And hoping at that very moment that the rear of Black Betty slows the truck enough that I kind of just hop back onto the Black Betty.
Oh, so you're trying to get Nadine to bring the Black Betty around in front of it. Because right now you're kind of side by side.
Because I was going to say, I know it's not my turn, but I was going to be like, I was going to have Nadine go through and floor it to get in front, so that way he can jump onto the back.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you guys this is all kind of going on in tandem since we don't have any formal initiative right now. So, yeah, you could get that done. You could just floor it and get in front. And
see,
even
I'm misunderstanding this. I thought the truck was behind us.
It was at first, but it quickly caught up and went side by side.
Oh, see, I thought he was still, like, he was going to ram us from the rear. That's why I was just going to hop straight from my rear end of my truck, or my car, onto the hood. And then I'm just going to blast it. And then, but if Black Betty can get in front and brake check the truck at the moment that I pull the trigger, I would like for that sequence to happen.
All right. It's also worth noting that Nadine is also a BSAA soldier under your command, so I think you could use some of your extra captain mechanics.
So,
yeah.
How do I do this? The quick shot feature.
Right, that basically just allows them to get a ranged attack in within their effective range. Well, it doesn't have to be ranged. It could be ranged or melee attack.
Nope. Yeah. So I'll go with. I'm still gonna go with the headshot first.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead and roll out the attack.
Telling her to jam that brake as hard as she can, like hit the brakes, and I'm just boom.
All right.
So.
Okay.
So Nadine, you pretty easily, with your driving skill and the amount of movement afforded you by this vehicle, you are, by this point, as Chauncey has kind of gotten out of the driver's seat window, you are pretty easily able to reposition yourself and get yourself comfortably into the driver's seat so that you have better control. And from there, you just floor it, and you see just the needles going across the dash as you accelerate and get just ahead of the pickup truck in this intense chase.
So, real quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this stick or...
That's a good question,
just automatic?
Chauncey.
Say that again.
Is this stick or automatic?
Standard, always.
Okay.
So not too much changing gears in the dynamic action chase, but you are nonetheless able to just get up in front.
Yep.
All right, and so you're kind of waiting for that shot.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep myself around, just like, all right.
Mm-hmm. And for the shotgun, you get the close quarters bonus, so roll your advantage.
Okay. That is a 21.
Hits.
Oh, this dude's screwed. And that is 2, 8, 10, 3.
Oh yeah, you're rolling headshot on this.
Oh, always. Yeah. I don't shoot. Oh, and these things still have improvised bullets.
Oh snap!
I forgot. I keep forgetting to add those. I've been burning through them, but the people have been dying instantly, so it's like I didn't even need them. This dude probably doesn't need it either, but we'll find out.
We're about to go to sleep.
Oh. Okay, yeah. This is it. 16. 36. What's the headshot damage?
All right, so yeah, you pull out the Hydra, prime it right across the windshield, and have it pretty much the barrel pressed firm and flush against it, right where his head is. And you see him trying to just like move out of the way, and he just looks up at you, and those 4 Magini mandibles just peer out of his mouth as he kind of gives almost a little bit of a battle cry roar at you. As this is going on, actually, you do notice that there is, aside from the ones that were in the back and that were under the tarp in the truck bed, there is another Magini that seems to be inside this vehicle in the passenger side, and he at this point is sort of climbing out of the passenger side window. But you roll off those 2 shots and just like, and you shatter solid hole through the windshield and just splatter the brains of that driver across the interior. And you feel this vehicle too beginning to swerve out of control. But at that moment, Nadine, you pump the brakes, and Chauncey, you feel that impact of the Black Betty against the front of this truck, you just sort of fall back onto it. But at the same moment, that figure that was emerging out of the passenger side also leaps from the truck and lands on the Black Betty. And as this is happening, you see that truck sort of swerve off behind you, and again sort of crash into the shoulder on one side of the interstate, as it just like and just solid, just sort of the back end goes up and catapults all the soldiers that were in the back, and they all kind of just like land with various splatters and crunches against the pavement. But the one of them managed to get his leap off and land on your vehicle, and he is sort of hanging on by his life on top of it with you, Chauncey. And he is going to also kind of like pull this knife from his waistband and attempt to stab at you as he's sort of wrestling around on top. It's a 20 to hit.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
At AC, man.
Can I, since I'm assuming I'm in like a laying down position and he's above me, can I just kick him in the ribs and knock him back off the vehicle?
All right, go ahead and make an unarmed attack. So just Yeah, you don't have any unarmed training, so just D20 plus strength.
Get kicked, bro. 11.
For this guy, that just hits.
Yes! Correct. How much is that for damage?
Go ahead
Is that
and
1d4?
roll a D4, plus your strength, as is the unarmed damage default in this homebrew. And I'm gonna make a strength save for him, using grapple rules to try and using our grapple save rules. So
Yeah.
in this case, it would be 10 since. Let's see, strength save. Nope, still doesn't succeed. So you just like give him a solid kick, and he's just like, and he looks like he could have taken the kick, but he loses his balance, and as his hands flail out searching for a grip, he finds none before just tumbling across the road behind you. And for the moment, you seem to be scot-free as you see that corpse and the many crashed vehicles fading into the distance behind you.
I hold on to whatever item I can hold on to at the moment. I just like slapped the Black Betty a little bit and yelled at Nadine, "Drive, just drive, let's go!"
Gotcha, boss.
And then I'm going to become the new mounted turret on the Black Betty.
That's so good.
So you're just gonna be. I don't know what that would be versus riding shotgun, but you're riding something.
I'm assuming I'm in like a prone position, like my feet are against like whatever kind of spoiler in the back, and I'm just laying across the back window with my saw pointed forward.
Is this just Chauncey's mounted combat rules? Real quick.
Yes.
I guess so. So you bust out the bipod on your LMG and just mount the saw onto the top and keep it on a swivel as you basically become a turret on the roof of this vehicle. Nadine, you have to drive a little bit more carefully, but you are still able to keep a pretty decent pace in this moment of calm and reprieve from that brief burst of combat, and you press on down the road. And the rest of the trip seems to go on well without incident. But does Chauncey stay on the roof for the entire next 8 hours?
Once we feel like we're in the clear, I will move to the passenger window and kind of NASCAR slide in a bit, but still propped on like the door.
All right.
And then once I feel like miles and miles more, I feel even more confident, I will slide into the passenger seat and then look very disturbed of why I'm sitting in my passenger seat.
Yeah,
but not say anything about it, just look grumpy.
Yeah, there's just like, it doesn't make any sense to you. You've got like this passive aggressive stare coming from beside you, Nadine. And why don't you go ahead with Nadine, go ahead and make a straight driving check for the navigation aspect of getting to where you need to be.
21.
Ooh, nice. So, with that, you are able to, you know the roads pretty well with your expertise in driving, and you are able to navigate yourself back on this cross-country road trip. And given your sort of heightened pace, that you weren't exactly going at the same normal pace that you traveled up down to Maryland with, getting back to Chicago is a little bit faster. Given your rush. So that will probably bring it down to more like a 6 or 7 hour drive rather than 9. So you get there in record time as you start speeding down the highway to the outskirts of Chicago where Camp Clancy is located. As you guys are nearing the camp, you do hear helicopters in the distance.
You hear that?
I sure did.
So as you approach and pull up into the sort of forested area in which what used to be the Feliciano's vineyard was located and now the repurposed Camp Clancy, you approach the gates, which are firmly secure and shut.
They are shut.
Yeah, the gates are shut. The base is on lockdown.
I inform them that I have arrived at the front gates.
All right, and you radio that in, and you do see the sort of security CCTV that was mounted on one of the pillars outside the gates sort of readjusts, and the lens focuses a bit, and there is like a sort of beep that goes off before the gates swing open, and you are able to drive down the long path heading up to the manor, which is at the base of Camp Clancy. You hear those helicopter blades drawing even nearer from the distance, but you seem to have made decent time given that great driving check. And yeah, it's what would have normally taken you to about midnight. It's only about like maybe 9 o'clock in the evening at this point. And so the sun has fallen, it is dark out, but the base again is on high alert. There are floodlights sort of all over the place, making sure there's plenty of visibility on the estate grounds.
I tell, as we're driving up to the mansion, the camp, I'm going to tell all like my higher commanding troops, like each, like a leader of each of the foxtrots, to gather up their people and meet at the very front.
All right.
Of as we're pulling up, I want them there.
All right, so you call that in. Everybody sort of gathers and goes out to the front. You see pretty much everybody that's on site gathered here. Quint from R&D, Katara's parents, and all that. You see everybody at part of the core Foxtrot unit, all geared up, meet you there. All, I guess, what would be 12, including yourself and Nadine. So there's about 10 others that come to meet you, and also the range officer has also joined this group, the one that you hired a while back to run the range, or at least you did hire one, but eventually at some point you had to, go through a bit more selection when the other became available. So you've gone through a few hires, but the current range officer is also on deck.
Okay, I tell him. No, not yet. So as we pull up, I like kind of climb on top of Black Betty, and I start giving the motivational speech of, you hear these chopper blades? They're coming for us. We are a threat to them. We won't let them win. We can't let them win. This is the day we fight for what we were born to protect, and that's our home. And then I start barking orders at everybody. Like, all right. So I tell my
this speech seems to invigorate your troops a fair bit, actually. That it seems to do a lot for the morale, as some of them, especially those with long history of soldiering, are just like, "Whoo, ooh."
So I tell that firearms instructor to find his sniper and get up on the roof.
I don't do really well with sniper rifles, sir.
Instructor guy, what do you feel most proficient with?
I'm a bit old, but I mean, I can teach these folks how to fight. You keep me in the fight, I can teach them. I can give them some pointers, help them fire a little straighter. But I don't do much fighting myself. I'm a bit old for that.
Well, today's your lucky day. You're fighting anyway. And
hell yeah!
I throw him a Magnum.
I'm a bit of a 3-gun loadout myself. Handguns, rifles, shotguns. If you got one of those, I've got a handgun, but
I'm a bit of a shotgun guy myself. I can't give it up. There should be a striker in the locker somewhere.
That's true. You have a striker you're not using.
If you would like to have my striker.
I'll see what I can do.
So if you would like to also describe this character in a little bit more detail.
So this range officer is a bit of an how old is Chauncey?
Oh crap! I'm in my 40s now, I think.
Yeah. So he's
what year is it?
It's 2009.
I think I just turned 40.
Okay, so he's this range officer is in his like mid to late 40s. Been retired for a while, but came back into the industry to teach gunfighting at the Camp Clancy firearms range. But yeah, he's a bit on the older side. He's got like this dark skin. He's wearing this thick, just like civilian's coat. He's like ex-army, not quite BSAA, but is working for the BSA as like a freelancer on contract.
Oh, okay.
But he's in like civilian clothes.
Oh, he's not a civilian anymore. You're here. You're fighting for here.
Damn right, I'm fighting for here. And Captain Clancy tells me to fight. I'm gonna fight. Damn sure. Let's go! Hoorah! Hoorah! Ooh, ooh, ooh!
All right.
Just a whole bunch of apes.
Yeah, and you guys just sounding the battle cries, just devil dog out of there. So are you going to retrieve the striker then?
Might as well. I got a ton of inventory blocks I'm not using.
It's fair. Fresh character. Inventory. All right, so let me go ahead and get you the stats for that.
I'm assuming that's heavy or bulky.
It is bulky.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, anybody who's, as this is all going on, I'll say, John, you're kind of excluded, given that you're making your way to the armory to retrieve Chauncey's striker. But anybody else can make a perception check.
That's also true. His name is John Smith.
There you go. But yeah, Chauncey, or Nadine, anybody who's keeping an eye out can make a perception check as all this hubbub is going around, as you're barking these orders and getting these troops organized.
Oof.
And with advantage
my passive is way higher than that.
With advantage for situational awareness.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
All right, 7.
My passive is way higher than that. I'm too busy with the troops.
Yeah, you're a little bit too busy with the troops. But it does sound like the helicopters are getting closer. What is your immediate plan of defense?
Air rifle or air flat cannons.
Yeah. So the artillery is going to be on the ready for firing.
Okay. Are you going to man the artillery yourself, or are you delegating? You do see, like, well, I guess what's your general plan of defense here? How are you sort of dispensing your troops?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Which are they flying in from the front? It seems. Does it seem like, how many helicopters does it sound like? Is it like a whole bunch of chatter?
With that perception check, you don't quite see where they're flying in from, but it sounds like a lot of helicopters.
It's a horde.
Who would I mount the egg? Clint would at least be down in the labs. I'll send him back to the labs to try to muster up whatever he can to make sure we have some viable medication.
All right, Quint goes down and he starts gathering some supplies in case some healing is needed. So he runs off to the R&D lab. He's like, "Got it, boss." And Quentin is off to the races.
Trot.
Go Quint.
How many?
Quint.
How many?
Quint. Go Quint.
Yeah, Quint. But how many artillery guns do we have?
You just have the one, and it's on the rooftop of the mansion.
One cannon, and it only takes one person to fire?
Yeah.
Alright, pistol grip. Pistol grip Pete. Get up there and mount that gun and take out as many of those ships coming in as you can.
He's just like, sir, yes, sir. And he gets up to the rooftop.
Everybody else we're getting ready for the fight. Besides Foxtrot, who else do I have left at the camp?
Just all the personnel. You have the R&D scientists who are now currently down in their labs gathering supplies.
Yeah.
And then you have your Foxtrot unit, which is your warfare unit that you also have all statted out that can be distributed or allocated any which way. But generally speaking, obviously, if you want them at full strength, they're gonna have to be one cohesive unit in wherever you place them. But
yeah. But that's not my total Fox. That's not the Foxtrot team. That's the 12 guys.
Yeah, the 12 guys are that one unit.
Okay. And that's including Nadine and stuff, right?
Yes. Well, I guess in this case, wherever you want to put Nadine, you could give or take a few, and they'll still be able to function as the full unit.
I got you.
So like player characters and whatnot, doesn't matter where they are, but.
I look at Nadine, ask her how she's feeling.
I'm just ready to go through and give a fight. That's all I want to do.
What are you, you think I'd know these things, but obviously I didn't give a very good interview. But like, what do you specialize in?
Well, mainly. Well, actually, every weapon. I do a lot of healing. You know me for healing. I do fight and I heal. I make sure I keep everyone alive to the best of my ability.
I want you to. Do you have any guns?
Oh yeah, she just shows her H&K, G36, and
I want you to post by the front door. To take like the long shot on people if you have to with your H&K.
Mm-hmm.
But mainly staying ready for if heals are available or necessary. You're right in the middle of the battle, and the R&D's bringing up any medication they can.
Good. The more medication they bring up, the better I can get to people, or better I can get people up. I got this.
All right.
Do we have? Because the research didn't happen yet, right? For the PRL?
No, Kevin's still in the Philippines as this is going on. At this point, he's coming to consciousness after getting the bomb dropped on him.
You dropped the bomb on me. Doo-doo. And we've already destroyed our two friends, huh?
Yep.
Damn it.
I'm actually glad we did, because I'm sure they can turn them on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they're flying in to turn them on. That's how they knew where we were.
Yeah, right.
The fact that we've been here and destroyed everybody that lived here at one point. So, I don't think we're necessary in the vehicle depot.
Yeah, you have a vehicle depot, but I don't remember how many research projects you did there.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't know if we've
anything
done
happened
any. I think we just have a vehicle.
Yeah, my vehicle.
I will pull up the thing and check because I
Yeah.
think it got updated.
So yeah, I pretty much I'm going to stick with that plan. We're
right.
all still in the front.
So basically, the
telling
main.
everybody to keep eyes open.
All right.
And,
So the researchers go down below. They run back for the cabin, which houses the secret entrance to the laboratory, and start gathering up, supplies. And the main fighting force sticks at the ground level at the front of the mansion, while Pistol Grip Pete, fast man that he is, parkours his way through the mansion and gets up to the AA cannons as fast as he can. Shifting to PGP's perspective for a bit, as I guess you're familiar with, Peanut, but he gets to the top, and from his perspective on the rooftop, he takes a look around. Actually, make a quick perception check for him.
do you
and
want me to
he's-
roll off his card?
Yeah, I've got it up.
Okay.
Well, it's -3, but he has advantage for situational awareness.
He's a -3.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Wait, no, he's a +0.
Oh,
'Cause he has
uh-oh.
proficiency,
I already did
I
the
see.
-3, so we'll just ignore that, I guess.
No, just
so
roll
that
it
was
again.
a-
We'll
so-
take the D20
so
roll. So that's a
3.
3, and the advantage is
12.
all right. So he's looking up into the sky, and as he mounts this AA cannon, and from his perspective, he does see a few flashing lights as the helicopters are kind of inbound. There is a wave of sort of Sea Knights and Black Hawk helicopters and all sorts of this sort of smorgasbord of different aerial vehicles, of different helicopters, bringing in just an immense amount of troops, it looks like. And
From the front or back?
and he's basically, as he mounts this turret, this flat cannon, he kind of rotates it around and does notice them coming basically from the south, which is the front of the Camp Clancy Manor. So the front door of the mansion is basically facing right out to them. And they are about 1 minute out. And
do we?
at this point, just as they are 1 minute out, eventually
Is that within a mile?
PGP is the first to notice them, but everyone does eventually take notice of this. It is within a mile, because if you
Okay, I was gonna.
yeah you should have the flat cannon stats under vehicles.
Or no, I was also gonna ask: do we only have one person up there, or do we have two?
It's just PGP as far as I know.
You only have the one flat cannon, right?
Yes.
No, there's
We only
two.
have one.
Was there two?
There's two?
Yeah, it says in the research project it says that it installs two of them.
Snap, son.
Oh.
Forgot that I
So
wrote
I would
that.
have sent Allie as well.
Okay, so PGP and Allie are up on the rooftop.
Yes.
All
Yeah, it
right.
does say 2 25mm flat cannons.
That's true.
Yep.
All right, so
Will he be relaying that information to me? I know that we can kind of see it, but like, obviously he would call that out.
yeah, he's you hear him reporting everything he sees over the comms.
I also want to be on comms with Maya, and I want her to confirm that this is an attack, not any good guys coming.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
and
you
she
get on
has
the horn.
2
And,
milliseconds to answer.
you get on the horn, and she's basically at the ready to answer as the situation develops. And she confirms that there are no BSAA transports bound for Camp Clancy at the moment.
Light them up.
All right. And with that perfect musical cue, Pistol Grip Pete and Allie start opening fire with these flat cannons. The 25mm just beastly cannons start firing into the air. So I'll say, Joe, if you want to roll for PGP, somebody else want to roll for Allie. You've got 10 rounds. And a vague idea of where your targets are. So that basically means they're 1 minute out, so you can make an attack with each one 10 times.
Okay. And its attack is
It says +5, I think, on the stat card.
it's just +5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mel, you want to take Allie or should I?
I'll take Allie.
Okay. So we'll roll them out one at a time. So, first shot from Pistol Grip Pete does not hit.
And you said it's just a +5?
Yeah, just straight +5. Everyone should have, I think, the stats in their journal.
Oh boy. Allie,
No,
Allie's been hitting the sauce again.
We got dialed in. We should have
Allie.
training.
Allie's on the sauce, just
Can she use her evolved state to help? Can Pistol Grip Pete use his ability to outshoot Chauncey to help?
They had morale, right? They had gotten morale from the speech. Could they have advantage? Like they're just
There's
like, we need to fight.
There's also a morale bonus from being at.
There is a morale bonus, but that only applies to morale
How does that
rolls. So whenever they have to make morale checks
So that's
during
for- that's
warfare,
okay.
they get that
So that's for
bonus
the
from the
warfare
base.
rules.
As long as the base is
Got
still
it.
standing, they get all the bonuses listed under there.
I thought this was like Pathfinder or 3.5 or morale bonus. You're just like you can add a +4 to whatever.
I'll say because of that morale, though, that's fair. I'll give you advantage on the first shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us dial it in.
It's like let's go. Boo 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 boo.
Yeah, just because you guys are all amped going into it.
Oh,
14.
And they probably both missed.
Still doesn't hit, as the various flak explosions are. You see them exploding like balloons in the distance of just like these gaseous kind of dusty explosions against the darkened night sky.
Is it giving us better like with the flashes we're able to maybe get better on target for per se of like how many we're about to try to
True.
Oh yeah. So like to try and get an estimate, you do only briefly see basically silhouettes with each flash as they kind of near their targets. You do see that there are about 10 helicopters in the distance across several of these shots as they blow up.
Chauncey yells again.
All right, fire your second round of shots. Got
Damn
10
it.
rounds.
Damn it.
What?
This is you guys are consistently horrible. Freaking
We are-
PGP and Allie.
And Allie's
Switch out. Switch out.
All right, let's trade cannons. Your cannon's lit for you.
They just switch cannons in the middle of this and then resume firing.
There you go. This is my cannon.
So that's a third shot.
on, Allie.
All right. So Allie, unfortunately, does not hit, but with PGPs, some of that flak impacts against one of them.
no.
Go ahead and roll the damage.
$21.
All right. Which
Part of the damage.
against vehicles doubles to 42 points of explosive. So yeah, the one of them takes a hit, and you see it sort of in the distance start to swerve a little bit as smoke begins billowing out of that one. That one's looking pretty roughed up, but not quite down for the count.
Allie, can you please hit?
Let's go, Allie. You fire first. I'll clean up.
What?
She's been drinking.
Allie is just drinking.
Can Pistol Grip Pete use headshot?
He can if you would like.
Oh,
I'd
You
bring
know
it down
what?
to a straight roll.
It's now or never. Let's do it.
Headshot with a flat cannon. Yeah.
That just hits.
Yeah, get wrecked.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, 4d8 and what? Just plus 10.
Plus 10.
All right.
Doesn't have any bonuses otherwise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Good night.
So with that,
72 points of damage.
yeah, just like, and he gets a little bit more on target with his follow-up shot, which just detonates one of those helicopters out of the sky.
Just like Luke Skywalker in the Falcon. She's like, I got one.
Allie's just over on the side, just like, all right, don't get cocky.
Okay, hold on. So that was roll 4 or 5? That was 5. Right.
That was the fourth.
No, that was
the fourth round of attacks.
yeah, because the first one was advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
now,
you know
fifth
what?
round.
Allie sees this and is like, yes, I got it.
That's a 13. That's a 13, not a 1. That's a 13.
That is
I call
BS.
bullshit. I call
That is
bullshit.
BS.
It's just, hold on,
That
let me
is-
show the stream really quick. The
No.
the 3D dice is a
No.
little cocked, but it's a 1.
A little cocked.
They're a little. No, that's a straight.
That's a
13.
straight up 13.
I call reroll. I call reroll. That is not fair.
The computers say it's 1. So
No.
unfortunately, at least these flat cannons don't jam. So she's basically just firing blind into the night sky. She actually
Otherwise,
legitimately
she'd be out of
doesn't know where
she'd
these
be out of
helicopters are.
attacks at this point.
Yeah.
All right, let's send another one down range. This one just regular shot. I had to throw in that headshot. Let's go. No!
What is this?
Cannons again.
So after that explosion, there's a bright flash in the night sky as the one helicopter goes down, but it sort of disorients his view for a moment, and he is not actually able to find any more as he's kind of firing more blind. 6th round. Another miss from Allie.
I can feel Allie's blood pressure boiling right now. Like, oh no!
My blood pressure is boiling from this right now.
No!
Oh my god!
Ridiculous.
I should have just sent. I should have just sent Dean up here. I should have just.
So it's round 6.
Yeah. Let's go.
This
We
is
can
the most
We can get 8
disappointing.
more. Stay confident. Chauncey's also intimidating both of them. Chauncey's
You guys are rolling a lot of the same
intimidating both of them
numbers.
right now.
Oh
That,
my!
They need to put up or shut up. Let's go. Get them planes out the sky.
Oh, I'm. Hold up! No!
No!
What is going on
This
right
is a
now?
cursed night. This is a cursed night.
That's like the 5th that one.
You guys
The
blew
freaking-
all your good rolls on the chase scene.
I was like, that car chase, freaking badass. You get on home turf, screw it.
It's because it's not Chauncey on the gun.
And also the darkened night
Chauncey
sky,
asked
it's a
if
little
he
bit
would like
difficult.
for him to come here.
Darkened night
just
sky.
fire both of them by myself.
It's a cursed night.
What was that, round 7 or that was 7? Yeah.
There we
So
go.
this is 8. That's a hit.
There we go. There we go.
That's another hit.
There we go. We needed to switch the momentum.
I refreshed roll. I refreshed roll 20. I was just no. I refreshed
So go ahead and roll some damage.
18.
Double to 36.
Double. Yep, 36.
$16 to $32.
Okay.
32, 36.
Yeah, so that's about 68 points.
72. Oh.
Or,
Oh, wait, 32,
Yeah, yeah.
36.
yeah. So those
Yeah,
both
68.
kind of impact against one of the helicopters, and you see that one swerving and starting to billow a little smoke as well. Not quite down, but pretty badly damaged. 2 more rounds.
I'm gonna do something.
Oh! Hold on. Oh, I wanted to be-
I was very close though.
That was 24 on the next one also hits, but with that first critical hit, Allie finally just like clears her vision and sobers up for a moment as she closes in the sort of crosshair sights on that last helicopter you guys had been working at, and just obliterates that one in the night sky. There's a flash of fiery explosion as the fuel ignites, and the debris goes crashing into the forest in front of the estate grounds. PGP also hits with that one, and it deals a fair bit of damage to one of the other helicopters. Last round, I do believe.
Question before everyone rolls. Dang it.
Cool. Go ahead. What's
No, never mind.
I kind of want to know now.
Well, PGP hasn't rolled yet.
Yeah.
How far away are the two people from where we are?
Oh, they're on the roof. And it's a about 3-story building, so maybe about a solid 45-50 feet above.
Seeing all this gunfire up there, he's gonna be like, "Y'all better get up there and make it good. I don't want to fight everybody out down here by myself. I'm getting old." I'm gonna give both of them inspiration or encouragement.
All right. So both of you have an encouragement.
So that's you can add a D10 to your rolls.
Can he add it now?
Yes, you can. You're allowed to add it before or after you roll.
Yeah, I'll allow it on that roll, even though you.
15.
Yeah, we'll say
but
retroactively. 15 still unfortunately doesn't hit. Yeah, because these are the last shots, so it's now or never. So I'll allow it.
Plus 10, right?
D10. Yeah.
No, yeah, just add 10. That's fine.
Just straight up.
I meant to say plus a D10. I just skipped the D part.
Wow.
Oof.
It's truly a cursed night.
I hate this. These AA guns are a waste of money. Waste. It's just not helicopters. I knew it.
So as they're firing the last of these flat cannon shots that have taken out 2 of the helicopters thus far, you see the helicopters start to get above the Camp Clancy grounds, and as they enter the vicinity, you see 6 of them touch down in the field in front of the vineyard. And another 2 sort of continue onward. Or rather, another...
Pass?
Another 3. Yeah, continue onwards, and they sort of...
Oh, there's only 8 left, right? Because we took down 2?
Oh, no, yeah, you're right, just 2. Yeah, because there was the... Yeah. So, yeah, there was the 6 helicopters, and then another 2 go onwards. One of them continues onward and gets above the manor itself, the mansion building, the barracks. And the other sort of continues onward into the field itself, the vineyard area, and you see it's got what looks to be some cargo hanging from below it. A few pods which just detach from the helicopter and land in the dirt road leading up to the mansion's front entrance. And out of these handful of pods, they just sort of... They're like these sort of cylindrical metal pods that just sort of dissect into quarters that kind of fall out. And stepping out of each of these pods are large, lumbering figures in heavy metallic armor. Tyrants, much like the ones you kept at this base for some time, except instead of fine suits, just in standard battle armor, as you have seen them with in Raccoon City. And there is a good few of them out in this field. Looks about maybe 4 in total. The helicopters that landed on the far end of the field, they sort of turn around and before they land so that their backsides are facing you, and their bay doors just open, and out of the shadows within them, which they're like helicopters, so they got like that stark red light that lights up inside as those doors open, and you just see the silhouette of hordes upon hordes of undead shambling out and walking across the field before the helicopters just get up and leave. And so the one helicopter dropped off the batch of tyrants in the field, and the other helicopter that went on looks to have about 2 pods suspended beneath it, which gets right over the base and drops them on the rooftop where PGP and Allie are.
Similar looking pods to the ones in the field?
Similar looking pods to the one that was dropped on the field, yeah.
How low can they go, these AA guns?
How low can they go?
Like, yeah, can they crank them suckers and target the tubes?
Unfortunately, by this point it's too late, because I'm sort of describing this all at once, but this would have been at the point where they weren't able to get a clear shot from their positioning on any of the helicopters.
No, on the roof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're saying, like, can they go through?
Can they blow the roof up?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't
They
go
blow
that
the
low.
2 up on the roof.
I think it says on the stat block that the target has to be at least 30 feet above them.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay, it does.
Can we still shoot the helicopter that's above?
You can, but the helicopters just seem to be retreating.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
Still a victory. I'm good. I just wanted to...
So PGP and Allie see these 2 canisters just land like missiles or like bombs and just dig into the roof in the sort of craters where they land and open up to similar tyrants that are on top. As the tyrants, the squad of tyrants and zombies charge across the field, the units prepare your Foxtrot team prepares itself for battle. And one of your soldiers just sort of looks to you, Chauncey, and calls out. It's just like, hey, where's Nicole?
She didn't make it.
Ah, dang. Alright, we're a little short-handed. What are your orders, Captain? Kind of looking at this army that is approaching across the field, and you know those 2 are on the rooftop.
What are the 6 that were in front? You haven't seen what they dropped off yet?
They dropped off the hordes of zombies.
The hordes. Yeah.
Oh, what was the one that was in back? Because there was 2 in back. One dropped off or the tyrants, and the other one
Dropped off tyrants on the
Yeah,
roof.
they both dropped off tyrants. One in the field, one batch in the fields, and then one batch on the roof.
So one went all the way back, and one only kind of went above us.
Yeah.
I thought they both went
No.
all the way back.
Sorry. I would say to the gentleman that was worried about our numbers and just be like, all right, guys, either we fight till they're dead or we fight till we die. Let's go. And I lead the charge on the toward the zombie horde. But
okay. Well, I will say you're looking at numbers that we will not do combat against, because if you were to go into there, you would just get overwhelmed. Yeah, those are units.
Yeah,
You're looking at
so I
hundreds
point
of
at
them.
the horde and tell them, go kill them, all of them. And then I make my way toward the back with the tyrant.
Okay, so you start making your way up to the top. So you're basically going full bore, trying to get up there.
Yeah.
There is going to take some time. I will say PGP and Allie have maybe 3 rounds before you guys get up there. Are they going to try and fight it out until then, or are they going to try and retreat?
So I don't know any of Allie's stuff, so like
probably run.
Probably run, yeah. Because that's 2 of them. I don't know, like, what Allie can do. And
That's like 1 tyrant per person.
All right, and PGP.
PGP will do some parkour shit to get to the backyard and taunt the tyrants as he goes to try to draw their attention toward the off the roof direction.
All right, gotcha.
And also to distract them from falling out, which would probably be better at this. Let's go.
Whoa, so which direction is PGP going? You say he's going towards the backyard?
Toward the backyard where the other 4 are.
Well, they're in the front.
I thought you
Front
said
yard.
they were in the back.
No, the squad of tyrants is with the army that's approaching from the front. So it's like basically a mass of zombies being led by a bunch of tyrants.
What's the 4 tubes that went off over by the dirt road in the back?
No, that was the dirt road in the front. There's no road in the back. The road leading up to the front doors of the manor.
Oh, I thought you said it passed up the manor.
No, sorry. The one that went over to the roof was the one that went the farthest into the grounds.
Oh, okay. Then yeah,
Okay,
going
now
off
I
the
get
front. Now PGP is gonna go to the balcony, then off, and then into the front.
Right.
Like-
we did establish
Chauncey
too that
did.
little balcony that's at the front. Yeah, when
Like
that Emil jumped
Chauncey
off
did
of.
at one point,
And Chauncey. So yeah, so he parkours off to the balcony and just gets away. Allie heads back down and heads back into the attic, getting back inside. Do you just sort of repurpose them to reunite with the rest of the unit, or
Yeah,
are you
I
keeping
tell
one of
them to go
behind?
lead the charge. I tell them, good job, go lead the charge.
All
And
right.
if I don't have to go around back, then I'm going to be right there in the front. I thought Chauncey wouldn't have went around back for no reason. Chauncey's in the front door then.
Okay. Wait, so you're not getting up to the rooftop?
No, he wasn't. Chauncey wasn't going to the rooftop. Chauncey
Okay,
was going
gotcha.
to go around back where I thought the other 4 were.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So Chauncey would have just stood his ground and pointed to lead the charge
Okay, gotcha.
and told all the gentlemen as they're running toward the horde of zombies to just, glancingly pass some bullets onto those tyrants. as you're going against the little guys, just, poke a few. We're the big guys for us.
Okay, so you're sending the unit forward to the other opposing army, and Chauncey is at the front door?
Yep.
All right. As you leave those tyrants to their own devices on the rooftop, you hear a lot of crashing and just a lot of destruction on the roof as you see pieces of the AA cannon start to fall down in front of you.
I hope those weren't expensive.
Oh no. I can't retcon that. I would. Oh wait.
Nothing that Bank Guitar can't handle.
What's his name? What's your character's name again?
My name's
Lauren?
John.
John. I get on the
Connor?
bus. You said John, right?
John Smith.
John Smith. Bring the grenades now. And I want him to bring me the grenades from the armory. And we're going to just start lobbing some up there.
All right.
Where is the armory?
It's in the barracks.
I thought the armory actually is in the...
It's in the basement, right?
Yeah, it's in the basement, which so you have to run all the way back across the field in the back field to the cabin and then get into the basement of that cabin.
How long
Oh,
would
I
that
thought it was in the basement of the barracks.
No, it is in the basement of the cabin, but let me double check that.
Yeah, because I
On the
thought
layout.
the barracks, and then whenever they had that door in the middle, that led downstairs to the R, well, not the R&D, but the armory of sorts, and then there was the R&D lab where all the laboratory experiments were, and then there was a prison.
Yeah, I thought the lab was in the cabin.
Yeah, the lab
lab's
is
in
under the cabin.
Yeah, so where would the armor? Is it in the?
Yeah, because there was that area underneath the house too that I've always
Trying to
thought
remember.
was the armory area,
Let's see.
because that's where it would be right below where the shooting range and stuff was.
Yes, the armory is in the laboratory.
Oh, it
It's
is
in the
lab.
labs. How long?
Yes.
How far away is that?
It's across the field, so it's a good trek. Sort of northeast of the manor.
Wouldn't you have already been there to get my gun?
I came back.
Yeah, he came back
you
to
came back
reunite
already.
at the front during all the prep time you guys had.
Okay, then change of plans. You said they're throwing pieces of it off of the roof?
Yeah,
Well, they're
yeah.
breaking it.
Yeah, they're breaking the AA guns. So they're basically they're in combat with the unmanned AA guns at this point.
Even though PGP taunted them to follow?
They do not seem to be leaving the rooftop at this point.
Well, they're gonna break through that rooftop before they're gonna come down here,
Yeah.
dodging pieces of flying metal.
yeah, it's just like debris.
I'm
is
wondering
just
if I
raining from the
happen to
rooftop.
see one of the bullet shells.
From the flat cannon.
Yeah, is one of the bullets maybe tumbling? Can I try to do a cool ass shot and shoot the bullet in the air?
Make a
'Cause I was hoping
perception
for
check.
grenades. Okay, let's get ruined. This is bad. I'll do perception. Oh, and I get advantage though. 15.
Well, you only get advantage on specific things. I'm not sure if
Situation.
this would
Oh.
apply.
Okay, well then 10.
Uh,
I'm trying to pay attention to that situation. I'm very
no,
aware.
yeah, you don't see. Well, all of the various pieces of metal and debris become kind of indistinguishable to you as they're flying by.
That kind of sucks. That's $30,000, but I haven't been spending money in ages. So
I'm gonna be
I think
honest. I'm at a loss of what to do. I'm like, do we like Nadine is at the front, and it's just kind of here. Like, do we even have the firepower?
We've got Chauncey.
Blink, blink. True.
audible sigh. I guess so. Oh,
'Cause I don't know. Like, with Nadine being there, would she know about at this point in time the process in taking out a tyrant?
we do have intel on their weak
It's
spots,
true.
though,
Yeah,
don't
you
we?
guys do know you from all that research you had from those two you had in captivity, you would have a fair bit of data on tyrants and know pretty much how to handle them.
So, do we have the firepower?
I am the firepower. That's what we're banking on right now. Is that I am the firepower. Let's go. Leave those two to their destructive ways. That'll distract two of them for the time being. We can work on the other four.
Okay. Let me see if I can do something. All right, we'll just do this theater of mind. And we'll say you charge into the field amidst all the other battle that's going on, and you manage to isolate maybe one of these tyrants and manage to engage it in a fight. So let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
Wait, are we? So, I think I get what you're getting at. We should fight the 2, not the 4.
Well,
The
you're
4
going to
should
do
fight
it.
the-
There's no should in this
We're
case,
gonna do
but whatever you're going to do.
What we gotta do.
Yeah.
There's RPGs, man. You do what you're going to do.
We're charging in. Let's go.
Charging into the battle.
Charging in, let's go.
I'll say you could
Yeah,
get
make sure my
you could get
men's
into
stay.
combat with 2 of them.
Okay. To roll initiative.
Yeah.
So is this like Nadine is still following orders from Chauncey to stay by the door and come out, or?
I think I want you closer to us to, but like.
Well, there's nobody going. There's nobody going to be going close enough to the door that isn't a tyrant.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Okay, because I was gonna be like,
I suggest you assist us.
because I was just gonna be like, did anybody come back with supplies? Because if not, like,
Not yet.
Oh yeah, are they still at the R&D? Wait, somebody's already on the way to R&D to get heals, right?
It's true.
Oh yeah, bring the grenades.
yeah,
Do you
know
shout
what?
that over the comms?
Yeah.
Quit.
Bring the big guns.
How much information do you have?
The boom booms.
The boom boobs.
Like, hey, Quentin, what's your inventory space looking like?
Well, he's got a whole bunch of personnel.
That's true.
All right. So, sound off on initiative.
That is John with 11.
All right.
Chauncey at 18.
Okay.
And then Nadine at 15.
All right. So, at the top of the round, the Tyrants are going to start us off with their 22 initiative.
Ooh.
Yeah, they rolled a natural 20 on that. The 2 of them are going to charge in and start throwing down some attacks against
I'm
Chauncey.
leading the charge.
Yeah.
I'm leading
I'm
the
in the
charge.
back.
Let's go.
Also, I need
Yeah, your old legs can't.
as
keep
they
up.
charge in face first, I need all of you to make wisdom saving throws. As you're facing these sort of massive tyrants that are heading straight on towards you.
I mean, can I have never scared? I am always ready.
Oh,
Of course. Makes no sense.
So I'm gonna roll this, and I'm gonna go right to my. I'm gonna go right to my tools afterwards, because. Oh yeah! Yes.
So, John,
Do I get advantage for never having been scared from a tyrant before?
have you never
No, I
been
was scared once.
Yeah, I think
I
you were.
was scared once.
You were scared against that tyrant that I think
The very first tyrant
one,
was
yeah.
the only one I was ever scared of. Yeah.
So Nadine and John both save and are not frightened, but Chauncey being at the forefront of this charge as the 2 just sort of turn on their heels and close in on you. It was a natural 1 on the first attack, so he just sort of swings and misses and digs his fist into the grass. The second attack was an 18, which I don't think hits you either. The third attack is a 22.
That does hit.
Okay. And so the second attack, or the third attack rather, deals 11 points of bludgeoning damage to you. And let's see. The other tyrant is also going to charge in. How close are you all together? It's kind of an open field, so you can kind of pick your positioning here.
I am 30 feet from Chauncey.
All right. So, and Nadine?
I'm trying to stick into the middle of these two. So
Okay, so you're about 15 feet from Chauncey, 15 feet from John.
Yeah, just in case healing is needed.
All right, good to know.
I'd say triangulate like a 30 away from everybody. Yeah.
30
So
from
you-
every.
So you're like,
Okay.
we're a triangle, you know.
Okay, yeah.
You're 30 and you're 30 away from both of us.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay, yeah, so you kind of, form a triangle, each 30 feet away from the other. But yeah, leading that charge, Chauncey kind of pulled some aggro, so I think, and like I did establish that imagery of them turning on their heels and converging on him. So the other one is also going to come at you with some attacks. First one's a 22.
Yep.
He's going to use that one to grapple you. And he just, so he sort of like palms your head in his hand. Also, let me see. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to determine if Frightful Presence is effective for all tyrants, but I'm just going to go ahead and rule that it is. So,
Because there's more than one tyrant.
yeah, I know we've never had this situation before. Actually, that's not true. Had it once before. But nonetheless,
we didn't end up rolling.
That's true. I don't think...
We didn't end up rolling twice. We only rolled once.
Yeah, so I'll say,
I think this is for them as a unit.
Yeah, all Frightful
yeah.
Presences are kind of compounded into one. But he's going to use his next couple of attacks as he palms your head to just, like, squeeze and attempt to crush you in his hand. The next two, you take 8 and 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And that's going to be the end.
Wait, so he
of his
only had
turns.
to palm me for the damage of the squeeze?
Yes, yeah. So he grappled
Okay.
you with the first attack, and then the next two just deal damage to a grappled target.
Because they're like auto succeed.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
It's like,
yeah, as it's sort of like crushing your head in its palm.
That's fine.
You don't need that.
Nah, that's fine. I can play off of this. Let's go.
Okay. And during this turn, the commanders on the rooftop are going to give an order to all of the chaos that's going down here, and they're going to have the
Which commanders?
Fucking tyrants that I let go.
the commanders on the rooftop are going to give orders to the zombie horde, who are going to make an attack against Foxtrot team. It's a 5 to hit, which I don't think beats their defense.
No.
Yeah, so the zombie horde is closing in, but you see Foxtrot off in the distance in that other skirmish that's going on in this field, sort of basically engaging that horde, but keeping their distance and maneuvering in such a way as to subvert the zombies' natural numbers advantage. And the Tyrants unit, the two that you're engaging are actually part of that unit, so I'll actually say they each get a bonus attack off of the commanders giving orders, because they are kind of severely advantaged right now in that their leaders are not being distracted. So I'll say one of them actually just gets an attack off of every time he gives an order to the unit. So that's going to be... One of them is going to make one more attack against... one more punch attack against Chauncey. With his unarmed
We're
strike.
really far away from the house now.
At this point, you guys are. So that's going to be a 14 to hit against Chauncey.
Uh-uh.
All right. And then the rest of the Tyrant
That's not the
unit-
dude that's squeezing me. I'm just now.
Not
I'm
the
just there
dude that's...
punching back.
Yeah, not the
Okay.
dude that's squeezing you. This is from the other one.
But he's still holding me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then the other tyrants, the siege engines in this battle, are going to start laying waste to Camp Clancy as they sort of just push through the ranks of Foxtrot team and start beating at the walls of the manor and spreading out over the course of the several buildings that are back there. And with siege engines... Oh yeah, well, so when it comes to attacking structures in this warfare rule set, they don't need to make attacks. They just make power checks against the against your stronghold's toughness. So
24.
yeah, I got beat at 24. That's a 26. So they just beat it. So decrement the size of Camp Clancy by 1.
Who's tracking that?
Is Chauncey
Chauncey
going to be tracking that?
I don't understand. I don't understand how this works. So it's like they have to beat the toughness. If they beat the toughness, I see the size is a D8.
Yes.
Yeah,
so that would
so
decrement
D8
to a
is-
7.
Yeah, that would go down.
So basically, yeah, if you were playing at a table, you would have a dice that represents its size that you would just basically count down as it's.
Oh, is
As it
it?
goes
It's
down.
kind
It's
of
the
it's
dice. It's
it's
a
kind of like how they do the health dice in Magic.
Yeah,
it's
basically, yeah,
just-
that sort of thing.
Okay.
Counter.
Okay.
Yeah, just using
no,
the
It
dice
starts
as a
at a
counter.
D8, and then you count
Right.
down.
Mm-hmm.
When it hits 0, it is destroyed.
Sorry, I'm back.
All right.
All right.
So are you going to be
so
keeping
they-
track of Camp Clancy's size?
Yeah, I
on
can
this?
do that.
Okay, so it just got decremented by 1.
You gonna give me control of the little button?
Button?
Yeah, the little green dot that you put up on.
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
thingy.
so-
Give someone
I think. Well, these are just representing the units, like we did in our little playtest.
yeah, so I was thinking about just putting the number on that so I can keep track.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I think we were mainly just using them. I think in our playtest to just keep track of when they've been tapped.
Mhm.
But yeah, the actually there's 2 different units here. The tyrants and the zombies. Said the zombies are the gray. So we just have a little, let me show it on the stream, a little visual representation of the units here just to help us keep track during the battle. We found this to be kind of helpful during our playtesting. So the zombies have gone, so they're exhausted.
Can we also have one for just for the
Tyrants have gone as well.
what do you call it? The manor, so that way the zombies, like have one so the zombies are engaging the unit and the
Oh
tyrants
yeah,
are
yeah,
engaging
there you
the.
go. Well, you said you wanted to keep track of that on the
Clancy.
little green unit?
Yeah. That way I know the number that I have to put up there, and then you said
Right.
it decreased over 1, so it's like health almost.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I could give it a health bar. Okay, there we go. So, that is going to be
We can't see it.
their turn. Hold on, let me get it. There we go.
There we go.
Actually, in this case, I realized actually the would have to wait another round for that to happen because I forget they could only, I think, give 1 order when it comes to their initiative.
Oh, so even if they have multiple units,
Yeah,
they can only give 1 order
I'm not
to
100
one unit.
I'm not 100% on the rule, but I'm gonna play it as such right now. So we'll say the tyrant's
Okay.
bit doesn't
Okay.
happen until their turn comes back around. So they don't decrement Camp Clancy yet, depending on what happens in this next round, and have that damage on hold.
Okay. And
Actually, you didn't take any
the-
damage.
yeah.
They missed. They missed you, so
Oh, okay.
it doesn't matter anyway. So that's the end of the tyrant's turn. Now back down to Chauncey.
Okay, so dude holding me, shotgun to the face.
All right.
While he's holding me like at the right thing, headshot, shotgun to the face. Hydra, shotgun to the face. I'm assuming that I would been allowed to reload on the trip.
You didn't mention it. Well, no, you mean during the road trip? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You're on
yeah,
the road for a few hours, so. But yeah, make sure you make a note of that.
Yeah.
When you're reloading.
I would have. I definitely would have. That's Chauncey's like first thing he ever does is reload his
Yeah,
stuff.
you've got the bonus action reload and all that. But yeah, it's been a long trip, so since you last used that, so you would have reloaded by now.
Yeah. So headshot, shotgun to the face.
With advantage. So this is against the one grappling you?
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely do grappling me. 18.
Let's see. 18 hits.
Jeez, I don't know what the heck's going on upstairs, but it's driving me nuts. And that is 10 plus 16. Or 10 plus 6 equals 16, my bad. So that is 33 points of face tyrant damage.
All right. You send a couple blasts into his face, and he needs to make a strength save to see if he maintains the grapple.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a fail, because the DC would be half of 32, so yeah, definitely fails.
Like 16.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you would, as you send those shots into his face, there's a couple of splatters of blood that come out from it, and being a headshot, his resistances don't apply. So he just like, his hand just like relinquishes its grip as you fall to the grass.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
wait.
no.
Go ahead.
Finish your turn.
No, go ahead.
Each turn, the GM may issue a number or an order to a number of the enemy units equal to the number of players.
Oh, okay. So he would have been able to do all that, order both units. Got it. So both those units are exhausted, and all that did happen. So decrement the Camp Clancy
By one.
by 1.
Okay. So as I drop, knowing the tyrant weaknesses, per se, I am going to target the weak spot with a possible limb shot with
All
my
right.
one shot left in my shotgun.
Gotcha. Well, you could call that on a hit. So roll to see if this hits first.
Yeah. But I'm just wording it the best way I can.
Yeah.
Ahead of time. So I'm definitely still headshot, shotgun,
So
but I'm
headshot
only
and
using one shot
uh-huh.
because I didn't reload. So that's I forgot my my damage, my extra damage. It was what, 1d6?
Oh, you're still using those improvised
right.
shells?
Yeah, I still got 6 more left.
Oh man.
So yeah, let me throw those out real quick. What are they? D6s, right? 1d6.
Mhm.
But that'd be 2 because it was a shot. And that's extra 5 points that in his face.
All right.
And then so yeah, back to this. 1 headshot, shot shell. And advantage. Okay, 22.
22 hits.
And this is where I'm going to use the limb shot.
All right.
That is 3 plus D6. Oh, 24.
So that's 24 points of damage to it, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw as you attempt to exploit your knowledge to target its weaknesses. That's going to be a 20. I believe that succeeds.
Yeah, that's
All right. So unfortunately not stunned as you place these shots, but it still takes a solid portion of damage as it just recoils as you lay down those shots. All right, is that going to be Chauncey's turn? You staying put?
no. Of course not. Actually, I don't know. I feel like this is a bad idea for us to be fighting these guys because they're kind of not supposed to be our targets.
If we take out these tyrants, it'll be a lot easier on the units on the field to take care of those zombies.
All right.
It's up to you.
So there's also stopping power on this weapon.
Remind me again what that does?
It says once per turn, when you hit with this weapon, you can force the target to make a DC 18 strength saving throw. On a fail, the target is knocked back 10 feet.
All right. Did you use that on one of your attacks?
I have not used it on my attack yet.
Well, you declare it on a hit, so you could still call it on your last one.
I can call it on the last one. I'd
Yeah.
like to call that on the last one.
All right. So it needs to make a strength save.
Yes, it has to beat an 18.
It fails.
Oh.
So that one that you've been blasting just gets knocked back as it stumbles and reels. Its heavy form isn't quite knocked off its feet as a normal target would have been, but it just like stumbles backwards from the sheer force of the impacts.
Now, where's that put me in perspective of between the two? So one's 10 feet away. Where's the other one at?
The other one's still up in your grill.
Okay. Reload. Action surge.
All right.
And yep, I'm gonna go ahead and roll off into this dude's face too.
All right.
Headshot. Oof. Damn it. Yeah.
24 hits.
32.
Are those also improvised shells, or?
Oh yeah. The last, I think, yeah. I got 6. So that'd be 3 more left.
Oh!
12. Get wrecked.
Nice.
44 total.
All right. As you've unloaded into this creature, you've dealt some pretty serious damage. As its head is also getting, its big gray bald head is also getting kind of bloodied.
And headshot, last shot of this set of shotgun shells. Kaboom. 22. And advantage. 22.
22 hits.
Right. This one. +1. Okay, so we're looking at 28.
28 points of damage as you unload another shell into it.
Now, that stopping power is once per turn or once per hack or action sequences.
What does it say
Does
on
it say on the weapon?
on the card?
It doesn't say. It says just. Or yeah, it does say once per turn. So that's
Yeah, once
like
per turn.
my
So,
turn,
yeah,
or
yeah.
the action
Yeah.
surge doesn't.
That doesn't
You
give
have
you
to
an
cut that
additional
your
turn.
initiative again.
Yeah, it doesn't give
okay,
you an
so-
additional
okay.
turn. Just gives you an extra action.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah.
You can also give an
I'm
order
gonna
to your
stand-
units if you would like during your turn. Now, currently, I believe the only thing that they could target are the zombies, because I don't think they could target siege engines while levies are on the field. So I think levies have to.
Do the
basically
siege
still-
engines have?
Let me make
Do
sure
the
that's
siege
the
engines
case.
have disadvantage because we're taking care of half of them?
Okay.
I'll say no, they could still function pretty well as a unit. They're just a little reduced in size essentially, but that wouldn't have any effect.
Oh, so the size is smaller.
Yeah. On their effectiveness.
But like they're less. Like I'm an 8, so they're like a 4 per se. If they were an 8 as well,
Something to that effect.
yeah, okay.
Let's see.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna attack the zombie horde, and that is 16.
Did you get? Oh wait, no, that's 4.
Is that
Right.
Foxtrot team?
Yes.
And who? Which? Okay, so I've looked up the ruling. It does actually look like siege engines can be targeted even while levies are on the field. Just if infantry or anything else was pretty much there, then they wouldn't be targetable. But levies don't make much of a difference, which I guess makes sense since they kind of barrel through the front. So you can target either or. Are you targeting the zombie horde or the?
Here's my question:
tyrants?
Being that we have two of the siege engines being fought currently, if I attack the siege engines, will that effectively affect the two in front of us?
Yeah, well, could they help us fight the one up here too?
I would say
Yeah,
these are
they-
targeting the ones that are not in the combat with you.
Okay.
You kind of got these ones
So
isolated off to the
they're
side.
not part
in
of the
battle.
count, so they do not exist to the count.
Yeah, but that being said, the unit that if you're targeting the tyrant unit, their unit would be considered smaller than it is compared to its size, since you're kind of dealing with one half of it.
So it's as if we had already taken out half of the unit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Since they're occupied.
I think we gamble.
I think finish them off.
Yeah, I think the gamble. Yeah, we take the gamble. We finish them off.
So which one is that attack dork?
Siege engine.
Okay, so you're shooting for the tyrants.
Yes.
That's a 16. That just hits. So go ahead
Yes.
and roll power. Against their toughness,
Oh hell yeah!
which also hits. So
Yes.
Hell yeah.
wait. Does Foxtrot team have any special abilities of any kind?
Greater than the defending unit. It inflicts 2 casualties.
Which one's
Yes. If the unit succeeds on a power check and its size is greater than the defending unit, it inflicts 2 casualties.
So it's its size, it's still at full size right now, so they actually haven't taken any casualties, and I believe their full size is a D4.
And mine is, yes.
No, yeah, so that actually finishes off the rest of the tyrants as this battle is going on.
Oh wow, hell yeah!
The entire
Talk about a
Foxtrot
gamble.
just comes in and just like.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
while
hey,
you're
didn't
distracting
pay
the
off.
other half of the unit, their size was reduced, and they.
This is good commandering by accident.
I think that's Chauncey's whole thing. Good commander.
Accidental commanding.
This is Chauncey's life.
So
Oh,
yeah, the
goodness.
zombies that are encroaching from the front start to basically close
Hail
in
of
on
gunfire.
the Foxtrot team at the front, but they see those tyrants barrel past them and start wrecking Camp Clancy, and you give the command to basically focus fire on those tyrants, and they peel away and disengage from those zombies and turn back and start laying down fire and surround those 2 tyrants. And there's from a top-down view, you would just see a hail of tracer rounds just close in on these 2 massive humanoid figures that are
Just like-
starting to lay waste to the base as they put their hands up and try to block it.
I was gonna
But
say-
this hail
I
of
was gonna say,
sparks just
this isn't-
overwhelms them.
It's at night, right?
Yeah,
Just like freaking gunfire.
yeah, just
pulling-
muzzle flash
pulling through
strobe
them,
lights.
Just like strobes going past them and through them. Oh,
Like a wave of bullets, they are gradually overwhelmed. And
that's dope.
now that all
Accidental good commandering.
accidental good commandering, the tyrants are off the field.
Those ones are. We're still fighting.
Those ones are. All right, next that's Chauncey's turn. Next up is Nadine.
So in one turn, we've killed like 2.5 tyrants.
Yeah, I know, that was quite the full turn. And since all units got exhausted, all units are now refreshed.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, I am going to. So since everything's pretty much.
Wait. Before you do that question,
Uh-huh.
does that mean that they can be commanded by other people in the fight then?
In theory, if you were to give authority to any of your comrades here.
As SOU captain, can I command Nadine to make a command for an attack on the troops?
Yo, hold up. Yeah.
I will say, given the flavor of your SOU captain feature, I will allow you to expend your reaction to do that.
That's
Awesome.
dope.
Done.
That's dope.
Done.
All right, so you use your reaction. You yell at Nadine, just like basically asking for tactical input on how the units should move, and then she's allowed to give an order over the airwaves if you so choose.
At this point, I think Nadine is closer. She might have a better line
true.
of sight.
Well, I look back at Nadine and tell her, make sure they're fighting as I'm getting pummeled by a tyrant.
Yeah, so you get your full turn, but you could also give an order to the Foxtrot team unit.
Okay. Okay, so we handled the siege units that were at the.
So the tyrants are
that were at the
off
base.
the field.
Okay.
So they're just looking at a
Because two
horde
are
of
with
zombies
us.
now.
Okay, so now it's just making sure that they fight the zombies.
Yes. And then
Okay.
we have to kill these 2 tyrants and then go fight 2 other ones.
And at that point, those 2 tyrants better start running real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I for her turn then, since everything's Chauncey's not looking too bad on health right now, right?
Oh, I'm solid.
Okay, so I'm just gonna have her lay in with her H and K, some attacks on I guess both of the tyrants that are in range.
All right.
So I'm gonna hit the one that's closest to Chauncey, and then I'm gonna hit the other one that's like 10 feet away.
Gotcha.
If I hit.
Mhm.
And boop. 20.
20 hits
So let's.
on the first.
So she just
Start unloading.
21 points.
Okay. And as the bullets
Number
kind of
one.
spark against its armor, it does seem a little resistant to that damage.
Okay. I mean, damage is damage.
Damage is damage. Every little hit
then-
point counts.
Yep. I want to mark that real quick, actually. 21. And then the other one, just gonna go through and do the same thing real quick. Or actually, let me mark off 4. Alright, cool. Then, boop. 18.
18 also hits the second one.
20.
All right. Again, you light that one up, sending streaks of sparks across it.
Oh wow, so I did 10 damage to them both. Yeah. Alright, and then with that, she's just let me mark off on
So I guess let me
And-
let me go to the journal. I'll just give everyone access to the units, just
So we can all.
so you could all, just in case somebody decides to share commanding
in case
duties.
somebody.
There you go. So now you all
I
should.
didn't mean to ruin anything, but
That's great. So
it's
now
interesting because I'm coming into this for my first time. Not
I know
knowing
you
what
weren't
all
with
this
us in the
is.
playtest, the little private playtest we did, but I think it's
So
pretty
I-
intuitive.
actually.
I do apologize if this takes me a moment.
No, yeah.
no, it's
so
actually, like I said, it's not that hard. It's
Yeah.
very interesting too.
so
You just
yeah,
have to know what, what terms translate to damage, health, and
basically,
other
yeah.
stuff.
So are
Okay.
you going to command the Foxtrot team to attack the zombies?
Yes, she's
Alright.
gonna. So she's just gonna be like, You get on the radio and just start mowing down those zombies.
All right. So they, after taking down and overwhelming those tyrants with their hail of gunfire, they hear that over the radio and nod and take a moment to reload and turn back and start raining down fire on the zombie horde. So go ahead and make an attack roll, which is just D20 plus
Just
the attack bonus of the unit.
That one's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
11.
I have a question. But I'll get to that in a bit.
All right. 11 actually just barely doesn't hit. So they start laying down fire into the zombie horde. And these, as you well know from fighting a lot of T-virus zombies in your time, they're quite resilient. And a lot of them eat a lot of bullets and aren't quite going down yet.
Okay.
I like with the zombies, it's like you can't miss. They just don't die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, other than that,
So that's that exhausts that unit now.
okay.
So after every action, they have to wait until
Yeah,
all
until
units
all
are
units have
exhausted,
taken.
then they refresh.
And
Okay.
that's it for Nadine's turn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use our action surge yet because we
Alright.
still got 2 commanders to deal with.
So, next up is John.
So, question. Obviously, the units aren't within 60 feet of me, right?
No, this is all way off in the distance across the field.
Can I give encouragement to Chauncey to use on his units?
Huh.
I mean,
he
I think they're
give
technically
me-
checks that they're making. So, and since he's the one rolling it, I'll say Chauncey, if he had encouragement, could choose to use it on those D20 rolls as well.
So then, what? So if I give Chauncey encouragement, he can choose to use it on himself or on his unit.
Correct.
So I can't give 2 to him to use on one on his unit and one on him.
No, the Chauncey would be
Okay.
considered the holder of the encouragement.
Got it. All right.
Can he scream as loud as possible and give them discouragement?
I mean, like if I was an orator,
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm like 120 feet.
So what's John doing?
So yeah, so what I'm gonna do from my position is I'm just gonna start like shouting like basically becoming an instructor on the field, just going like move your feet, hold like move your feet, keep your iron sights up, don't aim low, all that other stuff, and gonna give advantage or give inspiration. Nope, encouragement. Those are all the wrong things. Give encouragement to both Nadine and Chauncey.
All right.
Ooh.
So you've both been encouraged.
And then
That's a
with
bonus
my
action.
that's my bonus action. As an action, I'm going to attack with my handgun.
All right. Just going to attack one of the tyrants.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the one that's closest to Chauncey.
Gotcha.
So that one's taking the most damage right now.
Yes.
I mean, they both do heavy damage, to be honest.
But
That one's looking a little rougher than the other one.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you hit that one with like your
I hit them both.
friggin'
with-
modified round shotgun.
I hit both of them with modified round
You
shotguns. Yep. And one got blasted 10 feet away.
Ugh.
Whoops, that is
So that's 22 total.
it's 22. Yeah,
That hits.
Double plus.
double plus.
That's you.
Okay, so that's just with a Beretta M9. And that is 12 points of piercing.
All right. The bullets kind of spark off against it.
Dang it, I should have done something else. I just realized I can't make an offhand attack as a bonus action right now because I used my bonus
Yeah.
action.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, next round if they're still alive.
I totally forgot about
Huh.
using a feature. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was thinking out loud and forgot to mute.
I think that's all I can do.
All right. It's the end of John's turn. Back up to the top of the round. Back to the Tyrants. The two of them seeing their allies kind of get overwhelmed, and they seem to exchange a look with one another and then look back to the roof of the camp. And at this point, the last of the AA cannons has been kind of just like disassembled and thrown to the ground in front of the mansion. And you see these two tyrants in just similar sort of armor, also kind of standing at the head of the roof, just surveying the whole field, as if this place is their domain, and they are just like triumphantly standing at the highest elevation on the battlefield. And the two tyrants that you're engaged with, after exchanging these looks, seem to nod to each other, and they just this entire group seems to be moving with some sort of just like hive mind coordination. It seems like there's just, you've always known tyrants to be fairly intelligent compared to other BOWs, but these ones are pretty coordinated. There seems to be some sort of communication going on between them. And one of the tyrants, I would say the one that was closest to you, just turns tail and peels off and starts running for the manor, and basically rejoins the battle. So the tyrant siege engine unit is back up to one size. You can take an attack of opportunity if you want, but he's heading out.
Which direction is it? Which direction is it running? Does it pass anyone else?
I would say, yeah, it would have been closer to the base. Between that triangle of yours.
Well, because we're both in the back, and we were going out in this triangle, right?
Yeah, so I assume they would only pass
Chauncey,
one of them.
It's going to go past one of us.
Yeah.
50-50?
I mean, I could have... You know what? Yeah, 50-50.
All right, let me just roll for it. Just to make it quick, I'll just roll off screen. I'll say John Smith is lows on a d6. Nope, Nadine gets the opportunity attack. So Chauncey and Nadine have the chance to make opportunity attacks if you would like.
Is this
but he
top
looks
of
to
the
be,
round?
No,
this is top of the round.
Chauncey used his reaction already.
That's
No, I
true,
used
but
the
it is
last
the top of the round.
You're right, because this is a new round for
Yeah.
the tyrants.
I think people do it differently. Some people do it has to come back to your initiative, but I kind of find it easier to keep track of round by round.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of done that in my games.
That dude's gonna get retention shot.
Oh, snap. I forgot that was on the table.
What's the attention shot?
It means I could just shoot as my reaction.
You can make a reaction gun attack.
Yep.
That's his gun fu.
Finally get to use it.
Oh, that's your gun fu.
Uh-huh.
John Smith's in the back just going like, ready one!
I've only got
Opportunity attack with firearms.
I've only got efficient maneuvering.
Can I use any firearm in my inventory, or does it have to be the one that
What
I
you have
have
equipped?
Yeah, I would say you would have to have it, because unless it's something like light and small, I would say you have to have it on hand. Right, like small arms I might make exceptions for, but...
Technically, my Hydra wasn't reloaded.
That's fair. Do you have anything smaller than a Hydra?
I do. That's why I was asking if I could use something else.
Yeah, like I said, I would allow it for anything small arms.
I don't know whether I want the Rhino or the Magnum.
Oh, the 44?
I don't know if those are small arms.
The 44 or the
count
Rhino. Yeah. I mean, the other thing I can pull out is a saw. So
I wouldn't allow that. That would require... you would have to do that on your turn.
I think they're the exact same, to be honest. Except for the
my bad.
29 gets +2. but so is my rhino now. So
Make your choice.
yeah, we'll throw a rhino shot at. So many little windows.
I don't know if I want to know what your monitor looks like right now.
It is covered with these little notes. It's like the worst kind of secretary's post-it notes. Just moving them everywhere. All right, so we need D20 plus. That's 9, not 10. So yeah.
Oh,
That hits.
Oof. Oh man. Get wrecked. Oh my goodness. That was poor. What happened to this?
Was that with the rhino or?
Yeah, it was with the rhino.
Okay, so at least I think the rhino has the piercing.
I do have the piercing.
Okay,
on the
so
rhino,
that does at least do full damage. All right.
That is 13 points of headache-ness.
and then with Nadine, I'm just gonna.
Can I also attach limb shot to that?
Let me see what limb shot says exactly.
Okay.
Is it only how often are you allowed to do that? Wait, no, that's a trick shot. You expend a resource for it, right?
Yeah, I expend a resource for it.
Okay, yeah, I think you can. But Nadine, you're gonna make an opportunity attack as well.
Yeah, it's with the knuckle duster.
All right, this tyrant's running by, and you're just gonna right hook.
Yeah, she's just this is just coming by. She has her gun, and she's just like, nope.
Wait, did they both run?
Only one of them
us?
ran.
Only one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, then do that stopping power, and I give 2 of them 13 points of damage.
I have him. Do you want me to roll first, or you want the limb shot to go first?
Do the limb shot first. That would actually make a difference. Because, so yeah, I'll go ahead and roll a con for him, right?
Yep.
16.
Oh man, it's good.
All right, so he succeeds.
And then you have encouragement.
Still hits though.
Well, maybe on a firearm.
Oh wait, it still hits.
Still hits.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, cool.
Tyrants have resistances, but they're not incredibly hard to hit.
They are big.
Yeah, the same way in the games, all right? Like, you could attack their torso, and it still damages them. Just doesn't do as much.
So as this one's running by, she's just pink. Just
All
8
right.
bludgeoning, just
Crack it right in the knee.
Yeah, you basically just, like, crack it right in the knee, which is at kind of your chest height as he runs by. But unfortunately, he does not seem to be hindered enough to keep on running and rejoin the fray. So, the one tyrant that remains is going to go forward and it's going to lay down some attacks on Chauncey.
Let's go.
So he runs back towards you, closing that gap that you created between you, and he's going to throw down 3 attacks. So first attack is a 22 to hit.
Yep.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And the second attack is going to be
Oh, wow.
27 to hit. With that one, he's actually going to grapple you as he grabs you again and lifts you up off the ground by the neck. And he's going to use the rest of his movement to run forward a little bit, dragging you along, and then just throw you in Nadine's direction after taking some of those shots from her. So he could throw you up to 30 feet, so he could actually reach her with that, especially with the little bit he was able to run forward. So he chucks you in her direction, and you just fly across the field and bump into her. Both of you take...
Oh, there's no mobility save.
No, yeah, this is basically just fall damage. Well, it's not the whole 30 feet, given that he moved forward a bit, but the two of you take only 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you bump into each other. And Chauncey, you are prone.
She's like,
What? Can I contest it with athletics? Do like a Superman landing? And just slide into her and like...
Sure, make an athletics check.
It sounded good, let's go. And that is...
what did that dice just do?
It was freaking out. You wigged out for a bit. So yeah, I'll say you do a decent kind of rollout and land in an action hero pose and manage to subvert the prone.
Yes. Yes. Let's go. Chase them down, boys.
And during their turn in combat, the commanders up top are going to give some orders to their units. The zombies are going to continue pressing on, trying to attack your soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a 12 to hit.
No.
All right. And the tyrant that just rejoined the battle is going to, again, head for Camp Clancy and attempt to just ring destruction upon it.
Which actually, a question. Back whenever you made the first attack with the zombies that gave me that -1, what was that for? I must have missed it.
Wait, the -1?
Yeah, you
Well,
told
-1.
me I had to take away 1 of the 8 that I have.
No, that's for Camp Clancy. That was from the tyrants attacking your base of operations, which is about to happen again.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, because you're a D4 on your soldiers unit, but D8 for the size of Camp Clancy.
So
okay. Throw down another attack. That's a 26 against Camp Clancy. Even with its decent toughness, siege engines are still doing their work. So you go ahead and decrement that one more as the tyrant just like tears through a portion of it and begins heading for some of the sort of back buildings, heading towards those vehicle depots and labs.
Broke through PGP's room.
Bull's already messing there. All right, so that's the end of the tyrant's turn. Back down to Chauncey.
Okay. Their units are exhausted, so
Right.
I'm not worried about putting it up because I'm about to use my units.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll just use it first. So I'm going to have now the siege engines are back up and running.
There's one more, basically. They've their size has
the other one hasn't
incremented
joined
back
yet?
up to 1 to join them. No, it
The other
did
one is with
join
us.
them. Yeah, the other one, you're still fighting one of them, but the other one left the fight to join the battle, basically.
Do I attack the zombies or do I attack the one and just keep it at 1 all the time?
I mean, like we could, it could just go around like, again, we attack the siege and then you're just like either Nadine or Jason,
John.
command, or John.
Well,
yeah.
Actually, right now,
That's Mr. G.
wait. So my units were exhausted when you used them.
Oh, yeah, that's
Once.
right.
Yeah, but
So,
right now
They would have just
they're
gotten
unexhausted.
refreshed. Yeah, actually,
Right,
with the
so
tyrants.
we won't be able to pass it on.
Uh-huh.
That's
This
right.
time,
Yeah.
we'll have to wait a whole nother round to get a double shot at him again.
Up to you. Do you want to give an order,
Or
Chauncey?
no, actually, I think that only happens once now. Crap.
You can give the order back again to Nadine.
I could right now, or I can just make him attack anyways. Just be done with it.
Is it on your turn right now?
Yeah, it's
my
Chauncey's turn.
right now.
Okay.
How big does this? Wait, now. So we
Wait,
have
the-
one weak
The enemy units are on his
tyrant,
turn?
and then
Because if we hit the because if we can manage to hit the tyrant, we don't have to deal with the the destruction again, unless this one decides to go and join the
is that
fray.
what this is all about? Is that because the tyrant that we're getting degraded?
Yeah, the tyrant.
yeah.
Punching the base.
The tyrant
Yeah,
is
we're
attacking Camp Clancy itself, the infrastructure of your base.
Yeah, we're at 6 out of 8.
All right, let's do that. Kill that tyrant. But I feel like the other tyrant's going to join the fight this next coming round, so that's going to burn another turn on them, and the zombies are just going to be everywhere at that point. Yeah, do it. +4 on the siege engine. Ooh, but I haven't.
That's not going to help.
It's a natural one.
But encouragement is what? It's
Oh no, one's always fail.
Oh, yeah.
So unfortunately, you order your troops to focus their fire on the tyrant that had split off from your engagement. But it seems some of them, the battle has entered a kind of a lull. And the battle is kind of assumed to be happening over a generally kind of... It's summarized by giving orders on each turn, but, you know, it's kind of... The orders you give are kind of carried out over a little bit of a longer periods of time when compared to the grand scheme of your kind of more micro battle. But, yeah, the battle at this point is entering a bit of a lull as some of the troops are, like... cleaning and unjamming some of their weapons. The others are reloading, and the few that do get shots off are not finding very good purchase on their target. So, or placement.
Okay.
But you got the whole turn ahead of you still. You just gave your order, so Chauncey still gets to act.
Okay. Go. How far is this? He's only like less than 30 feet away from me, huh?
He's exactly 30 feet, right? Because he threw you 30?
Well, he threw you about more like 20 because he ran forward a bit.
Yeah.
So he's pretty close to you. You can get to him in your movement.
Can you inform me what steroids do again?
That's the good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically, that gives you basically the effects of the haste spell. It gives you double movement, +2 AC, advantage on mobility saves, and an additional action, which could only be taken for certain things on each of your turns for the duration.
And how long does it last?
I
think
don't
it's
have
10
that.
rounds. I think it's a
I
minute.
think it's a minute, yeah.
Up to a minute.
Mhm.
Yeah. Are those steroids improved?
It's a vial. I still have a vial of steroids.
Oh,
that's
are those
the
the improved steroids that you guys
Good
never
shit.
used? Yeah, that experimental
is-
stuff that you found in Emil's house.
Katara.
I'm about to chug this son of a bitch.
Dude, chug it and run your ass down to those commanders.
That's what I was thinking about doing, was just bypassing the dude right now and going up and punk shotting his tyrants up top. Can I make it there?
I'll say if you chug that and you basically use your action to dash, you can
Okay.
basically disengage from this fight like that other tyrant did, and you could start making your way very quickly and rapidly towards that rooftop.
I just smashed this vial. Like, let's go.
So you use
Throw
one of the
it
doses.
on the ground. Yep.
How many doses
yeah, so
are in
there's
total?
multiple.
There's multiple
doses
in one vial?
Yes,
I think
unlike
it's
the
4
others,
doses.
unlike the other
there was 4
steroids,
doses.
the experimental steroids, is 1 vial with multiple doses.
Yeah, this was a 4-dose, I believe, because Katara had it for a little bit,
Yeah.
but never used it.
Can I, as I run, like toss it to Nadine?
Sure, I'll allow
Reaction, yeah.
yeah. You can use your reaction. to
Okay.
grab
So I
it.
take my dose, chuck it to Nadine. I jet the hell out of there.
All right,
I
you.
bypass the tyrant at a safe distance where he can attack me.
Oh, you're already a
And
safe
so-
distance away from him, so you could pretty easily get
We're close
just.
to the
Oh,
banner.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
ahead of
he
him.
threw you towards the base, so if you just turn around and keep running, there's nothing he can do about it.
With your athletics check, you rolled out and just ran.
Yeah, you rolled out and then just like pulled out this vial, just anime style, in one fell swing, and then just chugged it. Basically, like a shot of medicine. You just chugged 1 dosage of this vial. Put the cap back on. Toss it back to Katara. As you chug it, you just feel your heart just
Oh?
as just like these sort of
I mean,
bluish,
I'm-
like green veins start crawling up your neck, and you are just turbo. You take off with this energy and speed, the likes of which you have never felt before, as you take this enhanced steroid. So,
You thought it was Nadine, but it was me, Katara.
yeah, he said he'd toss it to Katara.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I was about to be like, launcher time. Hold on.
Let's go. With this
He
state
tosses
of,
it and enters a portal.
state of power, I just imagine that being Katara.
yeah, you're just so off your rocker right now. But no, Nadine palms it, and you with your doubled movement and 2 actions, you could just actually dash twice and just get way out of dodge here.
Absolutely, that's like
That's
400 feet.
180 feet of movement you could conceivably get there. So you've effectively disengaged from this this combat. And the rest of you have your turns coming up. Are you following suit?
Well, Nadine goes first.
It's true, but it's up to you guys. You're both next before the tyrant, so you
Yep.
sort of decide what you're going to do.
Aw. Yeah, she just looks over. You want to follow?
Oh, I hope my ankles can keep up with them.
All right. Actually, she's gonna move over. Or actually, no, because you're 30 feet away. So she sees. So she saw Chauncey just take this and just and just go forward. Like. So she's just looking at the vial, just like, what is it? So I'm gonna follow behind Chauncey. I'm not gonna. I don't have enough damage to actually. No, you know what? I'm gonna pop the steroid.
All right. It's also worth noting that it
And-
takes an actual action to consume that. I realized as well.
Oh,
I'm
it
pretty
does.
sure.
Oh,
So
that's
Chauncey
right.
didn't get as far, but he still got pretty far.
He's at the front door now.
Yeah.
He walks in one of the holes that one of the previous tyrants made.
Oh, that's right. It is an action. You know, so while Chauncey goes off to do this, I'm gonna have Nadine stay back and fight the tyrant. At least get this one out.
All right.
But I'm gonna have her. She's gonna bonus action go into adrenaline rush.
Oh. Okay.
She's gonna bonus action go into adrenaline rush, knowing that she's gonna be here fighting this thing, and then I'm gonna
with you.
action, and then I'm gonna action take this steroid.
All right. So you also consume a dose. Your vision narrows as the similar veins crawl up of you, and you are steroided. You get the full benefits of a steroid.
it says you get an additional action.
Yes.
So I
But
can only one attack.
Yeah, you can make
Yeah,
one attack if you
additional
use it to attack.
Okay. Or I can take this action and let me look at my thing real quick. She's gonna look over. She's like, "You want to reload fast?" She's kind of looking at you. What is your character's name again?
It's John. It's the
John.
It's John Smith.
John Smith. So she's like, "You want to reload fast?"
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna reload fast. I haven't been able to reload like the likes of Chauncey for years. It's been a decade at least.
I want to move over to John
All right.
and motor stabilizer.
Ooh. So is
okay.
so you're going to use that additional
Reload.
action to cast that?
Yep. Reload is a bonus action
How long does that
for up
last?
to a minute.
Okay, for the next minute, you could reload like Chauncey.
Man, I got so many bonus actions. I don't know what to do with them.
You're like, what do I do?
Bonus.
And then
So she
Sensei's
just like
gonna-
sticks you with a needle, basically.
yeah, she just right in the shoulder.
Ow! Ow!
But for the moment, you feel your arthritis start to fade.
And
I'll be damned.
with that, she is gonna be there, just ready
Side by side.
for the round of attacks.
All right.
When it's her turn again.
That's both of your actions then.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
both of our actions. So, John, you're up next.
Well, I mean, you're okay. So you still got. You're both still encouraged. So I'm actually going to. I'm gonna attack with my action. I'm gonna use to attack my Beretta.
All right.
Fire the thing. You're within 5 feet of me, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna move behind you,
Okay.
just so that you're between me and it. But I'm still gonna stay within 5 feet.
Yeah.
And you didn't hand me the vial, yeah?
No.
There's a 10. I'm gonna be self-reliant and give myself a support die.
All right.
No, actually, I'm gonna save that because I'm gonna use my bonus action to attack with the flashlight.
Oh, doing two weapon fighting.
So I'm just go, dang it, and then pull up a flashlight, which has a key, like not a key ring. It's got a thumb ring or finger ring that he just reaches into his waistcoat and pulls out. And now he has the handgun and flashlight, and he sets it to strobe mode. And I'm gonna make an attack with the strobe force. What is it? The strobe force 1000.
What?
All right.
Wait, what's it? It's the strobe force. The full name is the strobe force DTAC 1000,
What
which is a real flashlight.
It is a real flashlight. Yeah. That is a real flashlight weapon.
And it's just as badass.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Don't need to be self-reliant. That's a 22 to hit.
22 hits. Go ahead and roll the damage, and then he has to make a con save.
He has to make a con save, DC 17.
Ooh.
He takes 5 points of flash.
5 points of flash damage. That he is not resistant to.
Yeah, 5 points.
That's a 12.
That does not succeed.
So this tyrant... Oh my goodness, I think I have something in my eye. But this tyrant is...
So does that tyrant.
That's fair. Oh, my eyes are all stinging up. But this tyrant just like is just deer in the headlights as these lights start to assault its senses, and it's all of its just like limited mental programming seems to go awry as it just starts shaking its head and covering its eyes, and it is just like, yeah, this thing is just like waving about and has been momentarily blinded and stunned.
Yep. I'm gonna stay exactly where I'm at.
All right. So, that's the end of John's turn. Next up to the top of the round is back to the Tyrant, but it is stunned, so it cannot take a move. But the commanders are going to still yet give an order to their troops down below. The zombie horde is going to continue pressing against your forces. They still can't do diddly squat, but they are just they're performing their
just
function.
being a nuisance.
Yeah, of
They're
just
trying.
like they're there performing their function of just having a horde of numbers pressing against you, providing pressure on that front at all times. But they don't make any progress on moving ground forward as your troops are still capable of subverting them just tactically and as well as in combat.
It's just stressful.
Yeah, basically. They're just stressing your troops out, spreading them thin. Next up, the Tyrant that is still standing is going to continue wreaking havoc at Camp Clancy. I'm going to make a power check against...
Hey,
Nope.
there we go.
Fails this time, but is still
fail.
running around the camp looking for things to break.
I got this like image in my head of like there's the camp, a Tyrant punching it, like this split group of infantry units firing in both directions at a group of zombies, and then there's us fighting as a Tyrant on the other end.
Basically, is like the aerial view of this battleground is pretty intense. So that's going to be the end of their turn. Brings us back to... and that exhausts all units, so Foxtrot's back in action. That brings us back to Chauncey. So are you going to continue dashing for the rooftop? You could still give an order if you would like, but if that's still your current mode of operation.
I can give an order now?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah, they all refreshed.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's refreshed.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna just leave it on because I'm gonna give an order.
All right.
And there's now the other Tyrant has joined the Seed Engine again, or not yet?
Yeah, the same one
they're
from
with us.
before. Oh yeah, the other
one.
Tyrant. Yeah, the one from before is still up and kicking as a unit in play, but the other Tyrant is still battling Nadine and John.
I really want to start racking these zombies.
There's a lot of them.
There is a lot of them.
There is.
You'd have to spend a good amount of time fighting them before you could make any dent in their unit size.
All right, let's go for the Siege Engine again.
Wait, so are you turning back and going into combat with the one that John and Nadine are fighting?
For your
or
order?
No.
Or for you?
Oh, fine, sorry.
For my guys.
I was
for my
mistaken.
guys.
Okay, I was confused a bit.
I like getting that out of the way first.
Right,
I'm
right.
sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking in terms of Chauncey this whole time. Chauncey just like running into the horde of zombies and just like guns a-blazing.
I mean, see, I was thinking that because he's steroided now. He could.
So yeah, let's get the infantry, the Foxtrot team out of the way. They're gonna attack the Siege Engine.
All right.
16?
16 just hits.
Oh, get wrecked.
Roll for power.
Oh.
A portion of...
Does that encouragement work for this?
Still on that one.
Still a 1.
No, come on, there's so many nat ones. Give me a break.
Tonight has been full of nat ones. It's actually been
There's
kind
a
of crazy.
lot of ones.
So
Where are the
many.
20s?
But
There's been 120.
you give some orders to split the attention, and one half of the unit kind of holds up the front end, keeping the zombies at bay, while the other half of the unit falls back and starts searching the grounds for that tyrant. They find him and start opening fire, but are not able to fell him.
Damn it.
So
I failed the last attack on them because of a nat one. I failed the power. Jesus. Let's go. What's their morale looking like right now? Like what the Let's go. Alright, yeah, it's fine.
So now Chauncey is just continuing his dash for the rooftop?
Yeah, he so they're still on the roof? I thought they came to the front door.
No, they're still on the roof.
Okay.
They're at the front of the...
Yeah, the front of the
rooftop,
roof.
like,
Yeah,
looking
again,
over.
just surveying the whole battlefield, but...
As I'm going, can I see them? Line of sight wise?
Yeah, you can see them up on the edge of the roof.
Mag dump season. Let's go.
Uh,
As I'm running there, I'm going to pick one of them that I get a clear shot on and shoot them.
which weapon are you attacking with?
Magnum still.
All right.
Whenever I did the other attack. Which I'm going to take the moment and also reload my Hydra.
All right.
So that's done. No, these are the last
Well,
three improvised rounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shoot them with the Magnum.
I would say... What's the Magnum's range?
I think it's... effective range 5 to 80.
Okay.
Maximum
Let's
range of
see.
320.
Given your movement from last time... Oh, yeah, I would say you're pretty well near the front of the base, so yeah, they'd be within your effective range.
Oh, get wrecked. Let's get them. All right. 17.
17 hits.
Ooh. 5. 33 points of wrecked his face damage.
Which Magnum was that again?
That is the Rhino.
Okay.
Piercing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's worth noted.
Piercing. yes. It was the same, like I said, it's the same one that I used earlier. Yeah.
All
that
right.
gets me one shot off on him.
Mm-hmm.
And extra attack. I'm going to go ahead and pop off another shot.
Same target or the other one?
Same target.
All right.
27.
27 hits.
I just want a 19. Just want a 19. So bad. 25 points of wreck your face damage.
All right. All right, so you
proceed the rest of the way
aim up and just with heavy kickback fire off those 2 shots from your Magnum, and you see them just like sparking off of and piercing through its tyrant armor up on that roof as the one of these sort of leading figures recoils. But they are still staying put up there, but keep their eye on you. So you're heading
now
in.
you said with the steroid I have an extra
That's true.
action,
You do have an
right?
extra action.
Like action surge?
No,
where it's like-
the steroid action. So you can only make one
I know,
attack with it.
but I'm saying it's basically like action surge though, where I
Well,
can
it's like a
call in-
nerfed version of action surge. Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
get
I didn't
one
know if
attack
I could
off it.
use. I thought maybe I could use the extra attack again.
No,
That's what I
no.
was thinking.
It's the same as
no,
the same as
just
the
one.
same effects as the steroid that Chauncey used to get all the time from Emil. But
Oh, okay.
uh,
I'm just gonna use use the action to dash.
Okay.
even further. So that's fine.
Gotcha. So you go deeper into Camp Clancy, and you see the mansion itself is a little bit more in a state of ruin than last you saw. There are a few new holes in the sort of stony exterior, and some cracked windows, and some basically just tyrant damage of like it walking through some of the walls and just coming out the other side. So, but as you enter in, you race for the top, and you get most of the way through the base on your way to the rooftop. So,
And that's the end of my turn.
that's Chauncey's turn. Next up, back down to Nadine.
Oh yeah.
So you're roided.
It's shooting time.
It's hunting season.
Just wanted to see if I get a 20. But all right, so
Right, you have advantage because that tyrant is still
It's
stunned.
stunned.
Whew.
so
Those were
20,
just
that's
regular
another-
attacks, right?
Yeah, the first, just regular piercing, or not piercing, regular,
Yeah, non-headshot.
yeah, not
Alright,
headshot.
gotcha.
There we go.
All right,
then-
so you unload into its armored torso.
And then I'm gonna go through and do it again. Extra attack.
Hits.
18. Another 16. And then, hold on, let me mark these off. So 6. All right. And then, as yeah, and then I'm gonna use the action to go through and just attack again.
All right, the additional hasted action.
Yep. Alright. So 6.
Yeah, 26 hits.
Wow.
Oh,
at
fours
those
across
fours.
the board.
And then I'm gonna go through. And action surge,
All right.
and then lay off the next. At least the last 2 bullets.
Oh, you only have 2 shots left in the mag?
Yep.
Cool, good thing for that advantage. 16 hits. So these are only 2 rounds. All right.
11.
So you lay in those last 2 rounds and just like, and you see them spark off of its armor as these bullets are just raining down against it. How many bullets did you just use? That must have been
4, 8, 12.
it was 14 shots. You unload 14 shots into this thing.
That's a lot.
It starts to get worn, and you see it as it's like kind of like flailing, still blinded and stunned by that flash of strobe lights from your range officer next to you. You see it start to like reel and just like drop to a knee as if it's getting overwhelmed by all these shots and its lack of perception of what's going on. It looks quite severely hurt.
And then, so my one question is, so I'm out of ammo, right?
Mhm.
But can I run up to it and deck it in the face
Sure.
while it's on its knee, and then run back?
That's fair. You do have
You
the
absolutely
movement.
can.
You do have that
So I'm gonna
60 feet of movement now.
Run up with the knuckle duster and
Just 17 hits.
Alright, and that will be 8 points of bludgeoning.
You were using the assault rifle to attack it, right?
Yeah.
Technically speaking, you'd have to drop it, switch to the knuckle dusters, punch it, and then run back.
Well, the you could still use the knuckle dusters in one hand while holding the assault rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She just wouldn't be able to attack with the assault rifle with the knuckle dusters equipped, but because she was already all done, she could just with one hand.
So switching weapons with one-handed weapons is you don't have to drop a weapon.
Well, as long as you only need one hand free to use a one-handed weapon, and she does have
Yeah,
one
but
hand
for switching weapons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a hail of 14 bullets. Click, click, runs up, and then runs back.
Yeah. So you just close that gap, throw in that jab, and then just dash back in one blur of motion.
Yes.
John's up next. If that's all Nadine can... I think that you've exhausted your actions here.
Yep, that's all Nadine can do.
It's all anybody can do, really. I'm trying to see when the stun ends. It's my turn or its turn?
I think it's at the end of your turn.
What does it say on the item?
I'm looking for it right now because I don't have it in my journal.
All right.
All right, if you're looking for it, actually, I'm going to have to look for it because I'm going to attack and you have to keep track of it. I am going to... Because either way, I'm going to hit it with the strobe again.
All right. It's just about whether you have advantage.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull up the item compendium here. Let's see.
Did I ever do the book? I did do the bookmarks. Yeah.
Till the end of your
For
next
the
turn.
item compendium? Okay. To the end of my next turn. So I'm going to use the strobe force. Yeah, as a bonus action then. So I'm going to attack with the Beretta. That way I get the extra bonus damage if I hit. So my Beretta's going to bop bop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm basically using Nadine as like mobile cover. Like I've got like one hand on her shoulder and I'm just like and just like basically using her as if she was like a front shield because
Just point.
I'm wearing a jacket.
Oh.
$19 to hit.
19 hits. Well, you got advantage, right?
That's right. I can do that again.
Nat
I should have.
20.
Let's hope so.
It teetered.
It was right there.
Oh, was it? I didn't even look at the die. All right, so that is on the Beretta. 2d6 plus 4.
Ooh.
Hey, boxcars again. 16 points of piercing.
How do you want to do this?
What?
Yes.
You would have had to roll max dice. I was thinking that. I was looking at its hit points. I'm like, man, with its resistances, I don't know if the M9 can kill it right now. But then I was like, well, I suppose in theory, there's the astronomical chance that you could roll max dice and use just boxcars.
So I've been behind Nadine the entire time, just like point manning it, right? Where it's like she's point, I'm behind, and I'm just like giving her like tips on firing. It's like she's firing with the assault rifle. I'm just like, get into that pocket. Yeah, that's right. Use the use your breath like this.
And leading by example, the instructor just leans out with that motor stabilizer still applied to you, and just with steadiness that you have not felt since your youth, you perfectly align 2 shots to the head and just double tap from the distance, one-handed, and you see just some splatters of blood go past its head as you subvert around the hand that's trying to block. Its head just shakes a little bit in place before the creature collapses to its other knee and then falls to the ground.
I'm sitting there just as shocked as anyone else, going like, "The hell did you hit me with? That was awesome." And then I'm reload as a bonus action. Whoa!
She just looks at you.
Did you like check the slide and everything, the full maneuver while you're?
I haven't been able to do that in 10 years.
She just looks at you. She's like, "I hit you with the good shit."
And I feel like I'm 36.
Let's go. We still got two more.
All right, let's start running. I'm gonna.
So you guys start running back for the manor. As you're on your way back, you're intercepted. There's a huge. Again, you're kind of basically dashing through a battlefield right now, and Nadine is greatly outrunning you. And she just like gets further on ahead, but as you're kind of dashing through this battlefield, there's gunfire going every which way over you, across to the zombies. You have to maneuver between a couple of zombies and push them out of the way, but eventually you get to the manor amidst all of this chaos of a battlefield, which you, John Smith, have not seen in a long time.
It's been a while, but I still got it. As a civilian, I can run through a whole battlefield disengaged.
That is true.
Hey.
You can run at full speed, disengaged.
During this run, can I reload my H&K?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you'll have a couple of rounds between here.
Yeah.
As you're on your way, all this chaos and cacophony is going on. Bullets are flying everywhere. Zombies are charging the half of Foxtrot that's holding the line. Amidst all of this, you are intercepted by the research team as Dr. Oswald and Dr. Oswald, the two parents of Katara, alongside Quint, just like basically meet you in not a foxhole, but a little bit of a fortified air pocket in the battlefield that is under guard by some of the Foxtrot unit. They meet you there and deliver some goods. You do get some basically 2 chem fluid and 2 chem material from them as they deliver some of the goods that Chauncey had called in for. And you're able to pick that up along the way to that rooftop. And that, as you guys are charging up there to the remaining tyrants, is where we're going to leave tonight off.
Oh no! So Chauncey gets there.
Chauncey gets there first. He's gonna have stuff. He's gonna have maybe a round or two before Nadine catches up, and then a round or two more before John Smith.
Before I get there. So
sure, I'll actually Nadine roll a d4 and John roll a d4.
Three.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna be 4 rounds after Chauncey. Nadine is going to show up, and 3 rounds after
highs
her.
Are low. Highs are bad.
Chauncey can choose to wait it out, but he only has 10 rounds on his steroid. So if he waits for you guys to catch up,
he's used 2 of them,
and he's used 2 of them. So if he waits for you guys to catch up, you'll subtract that from the number of rounds that you have steroid for.
Wait. It didn't take me that long to get there. Why is it going to take him another 4?
Well, because we had to stop, get resources.
Yeah, there was a whole cinematic that was happening back there. This was
you
a journey.
It.
You beelined it. You were doing nothing but running, but
I swore everyone was going to follow me when I gave him the steroids. But y'all
you know what? I think I know why. I think I know why Nadine stays back. It takes 4 rounds. In that time frame, can she make toxic injections?
I don't know if that's enough time.
But like she's moving real fast.
She is steroided though.
Like,
that's
true.
true.
I gotta do it. I got it.
You know what? Because these are the enhanced roids, I will allow 1 craft to get in.
Do I get a craft too?
Can the Oswalds help?
I can't craft.
Oh yeah,
That's
can
fair.
the Oswalds help
That's
her
fair.
with making?
You know what?
All right.
I'll allow it.
All
Hey,
right, so
how are the Oswalds helping you with anything? They're in the R&D.
Well, no.
They came out.
While they're in the
They
foxhole.
handed her the material.
When they're doing the handoff in the foxhole, they
What
can
did
help
I
you with the
miss?
craft.
Was I just on autopilot running into this house shooting at things? I don't recall any of this happening.
You remember when you gave the order to bring grenades and materials out?
Oh yeah,
They finally got here.
They brought their grenades as well. Those are delivered. So
On
however many
your
grenades.
way to this place, you better be lobbing nades up there. I don't care if I catch some flack. I want some damage on that roof.
Sadly, they're out of range from the ground level, so you would have to get up onto that roof before they're in range for grenades.
They can't lob them like up and over. Like, oh,
It's still more than
Heave
30
ho.
feet away.
I think since John gets there in 3, it should go to John.
Well, I get there 3 after you.
3 after you, so 7 rounds in
3
total
after-
from the start.
Because I'm not running fast.
I will.
wow, guys!
I
I'm
will
about to
take
wreck
those.
City on 2 tyrants by myself for 7 whole rounds, pretty much.
But like I said, you can hold however many of those rounds you so
hell
choose.
no!
You
I'm
just
gonna
gotta
wreck City, guys.
All right.
I will. So I will go through. I will go through and craft this. I will also take those grenades, however many
All right, then.
are given. So it says
Do you get
intelligence.
extra throwing strength with an evolved class? She could tentacle up like 15 feet, right?
Not as a level 1 evolved.
she was able to drive my car with her tentacles. Let's go! Climb up to the balcony.
So
Lob
with
some nades and finish running.
with their help, real quick. It was because I need to do a DC 10, and I just use my intelligence straight, right?
Well, intelligence plus proficiency.
Plus
for
proficiency.
craft.
Okay.
Yeah, your proficiency with your tools.
Okay. Cool.
med kit.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You guys also still have. You're still encouraged for.
That's
another
true.
8 rounds.
Yeah.
That's true. You guys are
Whenever
still
you want.
encouraged.
Just remember. Actually, give yourselves a
I'm
little
giving
icon.
mine an icon too.
Yeah.
There we go.
All
So,
right, so that is
that is a
one.
success?
Yep. I just need to do a DC 10
All right.
intelligence.
That
So
was
that
on.
is a toxic injection.
All right. And I think you get 2 syringes off of 1 success, right?
I am
usually do.
pulling that up right now.
Should I leave Black Betty alone because we may need her later, or can I just change Black Betty into the troop?
Oh,
get 2
for
syringes.
the little
Yep.
representative
Counter
markers.
system for that. Yeah.
Yep, that's 2 of them in the hypo gun.
All right. So you got 2 of those loaded in as you're on your way. So we'll pick up here next time
That's a lot of damage.
to
Yeah.
finish off the Battle of Camp Clancy, which, well, we'll see what happens from here. The battle's still going to be raging as you guys go up to fight the head tyrants that have sort of been overseeing this assault.
Oh,
Been fighting
that
the whole
siege unit is
dang
dead.
time.
right?
The siege unit is dead?
Oh no,
No, it's not.
that one is still around, just wandering.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
been not one
Yeah, I think I
twice.
hit ya.
Yeah, so the
I forgot
one,
about that.
yeah,
I
the
was like,
siege
he's gotta be
engine,
dead by now.
siege engine's still at 1. The tyrant is still running around wrecking havoc,
Oh man,
pulling your plugs.
the old guy got a tyrant kill. That's the first kill he's gotten in like 20 years.
On a tyrant. Well, knocked it out, but same deal. So, thank you all very much for watching. I see Skull Reaper and Troy have been keeping the chat busy. Yeah, so epic. So yeah, tune in next week for the Battle of Camp Clancy Part 2. Thank you for bearing with us as we figure out implementing warfare in this campaign for the first time. But I think it worked out pretty well. I actually kind of dig
I think we got there.
the MCDM warfare rules. But they're going to be expanding them a little bit more in their new book that they have coming out, The Kingdoms in Warfare. So I think this is just like the basic foundation of the system that we're currently working with from Strongholds and Follows.
Yeah. Because they haven't added battle magic yet, I don't think.
Well, they do have it, but they just don't have a lot of hard
It's
rules
a little
for
bit.
it.
They have
It's-
a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little vague in its current iteration. But yeah, I'm excited about that. So again, we'll pick up
I
next
say we
week.
just do a midpoint break and do this again.
Oh no, I cannot. But we'll pick up next time.
It's only going to take like an hour for Chauncey to kill everything.
Battle Camp
Not
Clancy
even.
Part 2.
3 more rounds. Still.
Thank you all very much for
That's
watching.
gonna be an hour though.
We'll see y'all next time. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.
Night, sweet dreams, all the good things.